I have been muting you because I was scared for my own safety. Ah! Am I loud? Am I loud?
I love that for you. All right, boom. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. And that's how you do the stuff with the internet. Welcome, everybody, to the Renegade Realm Podcast, episode 86 or 7. I don't know. I have to check. We're at that stage now. We're so close to 100 that I'm losing track of things. But hey, thank you. Ooh, DeMarco, you made a fun little sound. You want to tell people about that?
That's exciting. No.
Yeah.
Losing count is cool.
It was, well, you know, it is cool. The gremlin that's taking over, that took over Holly's mic today. And I wonder what the gremlins... Gremlin? Are you from the first movie or the second movie?
The spin-off movie. It's actually a gremlin.
In all movies.
Is that what they sound like? Is that what, I haven't watched Gremlin in so long. Oh God, is he gonna do the or whatever the hell? That was my impression of.
Wait.
There you go. He's like Rambo or whatever. I haven't seen the movie in like 20 years or something.
I know.
What a classic. Oh, look. Oh, and here comes Assassin. He's gonna come. Speaking of which.
Okay.
All right. Yep. Speaking of which, DeMarco, welcome, brother. Hey man, how are you? I like your shirt. It's like my favorite color, maroon.
I wore it especially for the Renegade Realm podcast.
I love that. Well, do you have a necklace on? You always have a necklace on? What is that?
I do.
Is it a ring? Oh, we don't have to. Okay, listen.
Is it the one ring to rule us all?
That's the one I want to. That's the one I want to actually get. But this one on the inside, it's not a wedding ring. I'm not married. I am single.
For any ladies
and ready to mingle. Hey.
Ready to mingle. But it. Call me after the show. Red. But it says
yes, we'll do.
It says this too shall pass on the inside. You know that story? This too shall pass.
It's a Bible parable.
I'm sure it is. Well,
this too shall pass. Yeah.
Well, basically, long story short is like a king wanted something that would make him happy and sad at the same time. So he asked all his subjects. He said, "Whoever can do this, I will make you the king." And so all the people tried to bring different things, but this lowly little blacksmith brought a tiny silver ring that said, "This too shall pass." So when you're happy, you remember that the good things will end. When you're sad, you remember that the bad things will end. So he makes him feel both happy and sad at the same time. That's what he wanted. And he got it.
Okay, well, that's what the Bible says. That was older.
And he's like, and you too shall pass one day. And he's like,
you
thanks,
too
you're making it worse.
pass.
I appreciate it.
All right. Just went dark quickly.
Yeah, anyway.
Or you shall not pass. Gandalf.
You shall not
And he
pass.
didn't. We know for a fact he didn't. So there you go. Spoiler.
He did.
Real quick, I want to shout out everyone in chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to, by the way, I want to start reading off channel members, but I know for a fact, Barry Donnellan, Game Seeker, Cody Eastwood, Hargeet Chani, and I had the list and I lost it. Our channel members, thank you guys so much for being here and being part of the channel. Hargeet's not here, but and thank you to everyone else who is here, along with Grey Monad, Jonas, thank you, brother, Daniel Luna, Arcane, what's up, man? OG Frost, Web Dave, what's up, Web Dave? I saw your message. I was busy setting up the show, but I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I promise. Dion78, what's up, man? Haven't seen you here. Maybe I have. But either way, I'm glad to see you. Moose 1, it's Timmy version 2, and I think hopefully I didn't miss anyone. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. No issues this week. My internet connection is peak right now. It's like they knew I was about to call them and say, "Listen here, motherfucker." But I didn't have to do that. So anyway, let's get into things. DeMarco, what you been into, man? Well, listen, I know you have been playing Skyrim, yes?
Not this week, actually. No, I have not. It's been a slow old gaming week for me. I haven't really gotten into much. What I did this week was look at all of the wonderful Steam game sales.
And fuck you, I see you, brother. Sorry.
Hey, fuck you. And I saw all the beautiful Steam game sales, all the beautiful Epic Game Store sales, all the beautiful GOG game sales, all those wonderful platforms on PC you could choose from. And I looked at them, and I opened my wallet, and I saw cobwebs inside, and I closed my wallet, and I said,
except for one.
Maybe next year.
Except for one.
Except for
Okay.
one that I did pick up. There was one that I picked up that I will see what happens with. Which is
Oh no, you are playing it.
no,
you
we'll,
are
we'll
not
see,
returning.
we'll see. Which
You're
is
playing it, brother.
Is it Outlast?
Outlast Trials.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That you don't understand. Sorry, I saw chat disconnected and I was like, that's fantastic. You will love it. And I had like this weird memory where I swore that you played it with us. But
Nope.
we joked so much about you meeting Marty, how much you
they're
guys are
one.
alike. You guys are
Yeah.
so much alike. And I was like, I swear to God that we played with DeMarco because I remember him jumping out of a window going, "Hey, Red!" And I was like, "Oh, DeMarco, you scared me." And she's like, "No, that was literally Marty." I was like, anyway. So
Is a bad man. Is a bad man.
bad man. It's just every time. Bad man. It's
Marty
so good.
would just be like very matter of fact. It's a bad man when he was confronted with scary
With the
things.
bad men. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with the bad men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Lots
that's
of bad
great.
men.
Yeah. So what else, DeMarco? What else is going on with you, man?
No, you know what? I have been working on. I'm excited to work on one of my next videos, which, well, I'm excited for Indiana Jones first and foremost. I can't wait for that game.
Yeah. me
Very
too.
excited about it, and I'm hoping that it's everything that I think it can be. I'm hoping it lives up because I've always said that Machine Games is such an underrated storyteller in games. I mean, Wolfenstein 1 and 2 were phenomenal. And to be able to see them take on a licensed IP with a franchise that Todd Howard says is one of his favorite movies of all time, you know, based on that IP, that's exciting to me. And, you know, they said recently in some interviews that it is the same game that he pitched back 10, 11 years ago, or however long it was. I think it was like 2009 or something he pitched it, which was more than 11 years. But 2009 he pitched it, I believe, and it's still that same game. So I'm curious to know what elements he had in mind that is going from 2009 to 2024, almost 2025, to say, yeah, this is the game that I pictured then.
Then,
Because
right, exactly.
Half of this stuff is impossible back then.
Up here. Yeah,
But-
exactly.
So I'm curious to see, maybe it was just a story that he wanted to tell, because if it is, then I'm curious to see, is it going to feel like, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, especially for hardcore indie fans. Is it going to feel like, for those really big Indiana Jones fans, that, damn, I'm finally getting to play Raiders of the Lost Ark, the game, but like it's the next, you know, the next story in his adventure. Or is it going to be bad because the story feels like it was written in 2009? And so it really doesn't hold up as well as maybe it should have. But excited for that to
DeMarco.
come out. Yeah, no. Yes.
Which is your favorite movie and why is it not Temple of Doom?
It is not the Temple of Doom because it's
you're
Kingdom of
wrong.
the Crystal Skull. So
You're just trolling now.
sorry, you're right. It's Dial of
Trolling.
Destiny. You got me.
I still haven't seen that one. I'm a little
Is it
scared
really?
too. Have you seen that one?
No,
Not
it's
yet.
terrible. No, I haven't
I've-
seen
yeah,
it.
I heard
It's
it was,
terrible. I'm joining that train of it's garbage. and I
No,
don't-
Temple of Doom is
Oh.
the best. Arcane.
I think
Arcane.
that
Arcane.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is the best, personally, but
You deserve that.
Oh my god.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. That
I think that's my
movie
favorite.
scared. That movie scared the patooties out of me when I was a kid, and my parents
With
were
the
like,
Crypt
"Hey, watch
Keeper?
this movie. It's great." The end
Yeah,
when
the
they
Crypt Keeper,
open the
dude.
ark and all that. Yeah. No.
Yeah, so I
No.
remember I have this fun story
No.
to tell you guys. It was my my second cousin who, when that scene happened and he comes up out of the thing and he's like, ah! And he got behind me and he held my eyes open. I was like, fuck! And I was like 7 years old or so. I don't know. I was so little. And I was like traumatized by that. And I remember watching The Crypt Keeper. Was it Nickelodeon? What was that? Crypt Keeper?
HBO had that TV series, the Crypt Keeper. Yeah. Tales
I
from the
think that's what
Crypt.
it was. Yeah, Tales from the Crypt. That's what it
Right?
was. Yes. And
Yeah.
it looks, in my mind, that same.
It looked a lot like
It's
it.
the same
It did.
thing, yeah. And so when I saw that as a kid, I was like, nope, I'm out. But yeah, isn't that the same? That's the Kali Ma with the heart ripping out of the chest and all that.
Kali Ma. No,
By the
that's
way,
Temple of Doom.
I'm gonna tell you,
Kali Ma Shakti Day.
Shakti Day, right? Exactly. I'm okay. For anyone who doesn't know this, all the Indiana Jones movies, all of them are rated R. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
Art?
They are so rated R. It's ridiculous.
But are they actually, or you?
They're not rated R, but they are, by definition, a rated R movie. I just watched it last night. This dude gets shot in the head, and he's like, and blood is just like pouring out of his face. Alfred Molina in the very beginning of the movie is running. It's
not rated R. We're just a bunch of babies now.
Yeah, exactly. That was PG back then. That's a very good point. But yeah, like the Alfred Molina, whenever he gets like hit by the trap and there's just spikes out of his face, and he's like, and I'm like, this
is that Raiders or is
it's Raiders? Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. And I'm like, and it says PG, so I went on Reddit and people were like, it was because of Indiana Jones that the rated R, or no, that PG-13 became a thing. I didn't realize that. I didn't know that. It's a fun little fact because there was no rated R. Is he back? Yeah, that's Alfred Molina's face that he put in the chat. Anyway, yeah, Indiana Jones. I'm getting more excited about it, but we'll get into that. Assassin, welcome. And how are you, sir?
Which one is your favorite, and why is it not Temple of Doom? Assassin.
I think
he hasn't seen him. I bet you.
No, he hasn't.
I've seen all three of them, and I must say, Raiders of the Lost Ark is mine. Well, it's tied with The Last Crusade only because The Last Crusade talks about who Indy was before he became the famous adventurer.
Yeah.
We got to know him a little bit more. But if I had to pick one, if I had to pick one, it's definitely Raiders of the Lost Ark, because it's essentially our origin story to Indiana as a character.
You call him Dr. Jones.
That I can't wait. I'm gonna watch it. I might watch it tonight. It's so good.
I've already said
heart,
this.
when he like people's hearts out. It's the best.
Game Adaptation Newscast corrected me. Yeah. He was just saying. Yeah, he was saying what I was saying, but it's because of Temple of Doom, not Raiders, because of the heart ripping scene. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. I found that out last night. It's wild. It's wild. It's so gory, and it's all like. I don't know why, but I love when young Harrison Ford smiles. I don't know what it is. Like when he does like that like cheesy like smile that Harrison Ford does, and it's so you just laugh every time he does it because he's just such a he's such a good actor. I don't know. He's just such a iconic actor. I think is what I meant to say.
Read Happy Bombs chat.
What character are you putting on Assassin today? I have my credit card ready.
That's closer to Christmas, and
that's closer to Christmas.
Did you guys know?
You should put Indiana Jones on.
I could, yeah.
Did you guys know?
Put the
in
hat
Raiders of the Lost Ark
on the assassin, just the hat.
Oh God, no.
Sorry, what'd you say?
That definitely means you need to.
And anyway, did you guys know that in Raiders of the Lost Ark? I just found this out like a few days ago. That one scene where they were going to have like an epic fight between Indy and the swordsman in the middle of the town square.
Yeah, he was sick.
You know, where he just pulled out the gun and he was sick.
Yep.
So he proposed to the writers like, why don't I just shoot him?
Yep. It's such a classic story, man. And it's funny because that guy went through a ton of training. They were going to have a whole ass fight, like you said. And that guy was like, I trained for nothing. And Steven Spielberg told him, you're still getting paid. You can go home early.
I heard he got paid triple because of that.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Because of that. Actually,
I've heard that. I just remember hearing that he was really
he was well
upset.
compensated for that.
Yeah. Just for like his wasted time or whatever. But yeah, it's such a classic scene. Yeah, and it sort of crept up on me because I forgot that it was in Raiders that happens, where he just walks outside and he's like, bang, and just shoots him. I was like, you can tell he was sick. He looked rough. And then he like runs through the alley, and I'm like, was that the same day? I wonder that they filmed that shot because it's back to back. But anyway,
well, it wasn't just Harrison that was sick. It was half the crew as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, they all wanted to go home. They were all like, just do the scene.
Yeah.
Just do the scene.
Yeah, because it was like hot as shit, and they were all just like, we just want to die. Yeah, it's fantastic. There's a scene where you can clearly see that Harrison Ford is struggling with the monkey that he's carrying because the monkey is like not wanting to cooperate. So there's a scene where he's just like holding the monkey down, and the monkey is like wrapping itself around his arm, like trying to like bite him. So whenever Harrison Ford puts him into the truck, he's like, and you can see he's like, get. Oh, it's so funny. Like you can see like right
This is
through it.
one take. We're not doing this again,
We're
right?
not doing this again. 'Cause this monkey is gonna rip my face off if I keep having to do this again. It's so funny.
Have you seen that video that's floating around X? And probably other places too, with that girl sitting and she starts crying and this monkey is just like bouncing off of her head, running back and forth, and she cries harder every time because
No.
it's like ripping a little chunk of her hair out, I think, like every time.
Oh
She's
my
just sitting there at her
God.
desk and she starts crying and this stupid ass monkey is just wall to wall bouncing off the top of her head every time it goes back to forth.
Oh my
like-
God.
You know, monkeys are really not meant to be pets, right? Like,
No, they are
they're
very
not nice
unpredictable.
animals.
Yeah, they are very unpredictable.
Neither are
They can-
foxes, but they're adorable.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Except Juniper the fox. If do you follow that account at all?
Don't follow Juniper the fox. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Probably they've got an Instagram and they have like 1 million followers or more. So
They're so cute. The noise they make. They're like. It makes this like weird like. Yeah. It's like. I don't know. It's such a weird noise. I'm like, can you just bark?
high
But yeah.
pitch. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I'm sorry, Assassin. What have you been playing, man? Anything cool?
Sonic.
Yeah, you
I actually finished that actually.
Hey.
How many hours?
I
Wait,
can
what
actually
did you
check right
finish?
now.
Sonic.
What'd you finish?
Sonic Shadow Generation.
Revolutions.
Oh, Sonic. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
What would you
Thank
rate
you.
it?
That surprisingly well done. Rating wise, I would say it's like an 8.5 out of 10. I had a lot more fun with Shadow sections than Sonic's, but I guess that's because I resonate with Shadow more as a character. 16 and a half hours.
Oh,
And that's
okay,
just
not
the
bad.
main stories. That's not any of the challenges that you can complete in the game.
Did you cry at all? Was the story compelling and emotionally impactful?
It wasn't as compelling as some of the other games that I've played over the years, but it definitely like made me. It weighed heavy a little bit on my heart. It's like, oh, okay, I understand Shadow more as a character, and now he's like one of my favorites.
Oh,
It's
nice.
complex. Okay.
Yeah.
No shooting,
got
no
it.
guns in this one. No shooting.
No, which is why I'm excited for the movie because he actually does have a gun in the movie.
So
That must
weird
just
to
be
do a
like,
Sonic character with a gun.
Yeah, that game
I
was
mean-
It's like,
so
hey,
all over the place.
Mario's just sick of Bowser. Does the Indiana Jones scene with Bowser? You get to the final level, he's just like, nah.
Yeah,
Give me the
exactly.
star.
I'm actually excited for the movie, or for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie coming out in a couple weeks. I can't wait.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, I
love
finished that, and I've actually been sick the past couple days, so I haven't been playing anything. Well, okay, before I got sick, I'm sorry, but I gave in to Persona 3 Reload again.
That's okay. Metaphor. Listen, you gotta just
Yeah, I know.
enjoy what you can. While we have time.
Yeah, I know. Anyway,
Sorry,
so I gave in. Unfortunately, I'm part of the problem now as well. I just bought the
Did you buy a Call of
premium
Duty skin?
upgrade for... No.
Oh.
I bought the premium upgrade for Indie, actually, as you guys were talking.
Thank you,
Oh, wow,
because
okay.
I was Lotus just said it's $109 to play it on Friday, and so I was asking, is there just the premium upgrade, right? The $30 upgrade to play it, like to get the.
Yeah, the $35 upgrade, yeah.
It
I
is.
am
It's in the
so
store right now.
Adamant that these things
Yeah.
are horrible, and I hate you
But-
for buying it.
No.
I'm
It's
sorry.
fine if it
Yeah.
comes with DLC. Does it come with
I
DLC?
don't know. I actually, after Shattered Space, I
Okay, here-
vehemently
here.
disagree with it.
I got it.
I was a
I got it here.
supporter. I was a supporter for Starfield. I was like, oh, you could just get it and you get the DLC. Like, all right, I don't like it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fine.
I don't like it, but you
Okay,
get the
live
DLC
the
with it.
adventure
And then
with the
and
premium
then Shattered
upgrade to get
Space
us
came
the-
out. Shattered Space came out, and it was underwhelming. A lot of people. I did not play
But
Shattered.
that's not. But
But
that's just
you can
because the
argue,
game
oh-
is itself. It's not necessarily the idea of it, unless
Fair
you're
argument,
trying to
but
link it to the fact that people did that, so they're not putting as much effort into the DLC because they've already been paid for it. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I just think that it's sort of like it goes back to pre-ordering. But in this case, at least when you pre-order a game, you know what you're supposed to get, right? You know that.
And you can vehemently like you said, you supported it before, but since Shattered Space was underwhelming, you're not gonna fall for it again, right? So if it happened once, shame on them. If you decide to buy it again later on, shame on you.
It was not so much that Shattered Space. I'm not the type of person to go, well, Shattered Space released that way, so this is always going to be the case for these early access DLCs. If this sounds, I'm not the person that's going to say it happened once. It's because I never do that. Like, you watch my videos, I'm still excited for Mass Effect or Mass Effect 5, even though
There's story DLC.
Can we call it Mass Effect 4, please? Because I don't feel like Andromeda is 4.
It probably will be 4, but I just have 5
I'm
in my
just
hand.
saying.
So the next Mass
Holly.
Effect, I'm still excited for that, even though Dragon Age Veilguard, even though a lot of people didn't like Andromeda and Anthem, and so, but I'm still turning around. Even Elder Scrolls 6, I'm still cautiously optimistic for Elder Scrolls 6 after Starfield and Fallout 4 and
I'm
Fallout
worried
76,
for
which I
Elder
know is
Scrolls
doing really well now, but
So Assassin, Grey Monad says the DLC has the Order of Giants story.
Story DLC, yeah,
Oh,
I'm
wait.
looking right at it right now. So it has 3-day early access, digital art
Okay.
book, Temple of Doom outfit. I guess they did it for you, Holly. And the Order of Giants story DLC. So there is a story DLC after.
you're getting a DLC.
Okay, so that's
but,
worth it to me.
well, my issue ties back to you pre-order. I think it's worse than pre-orders. You pre-order a game, you at least know what you're supposed to get. You pay for this DLC, you don't know the length of the DLC, the things it's going to add, the style of it.
The length doesn't matter though, because
you
I
know
bought
nothing
Alan
about
Wake.
this, and you're shelling out an extra $30 for a DLC that you don't know anything about at all.
But
Well, Marco,
That's-
I'm not
but
paying
I
for the
bought-
game itself. Remember?
You're paying
Yeah.
$30. Well, it's even worse when you do it through Game Pass, because you're paying $30 for something that you're getting the 3 days
No.
early access, but you're paying for something that now you don't even. And I know you don't technically own your games anymore, but you're paying for
you
something
see
that
the
now you
picture?
don't even have. Right? So here's
You see the
$30
picture?
for something I don't own.
So no,
It makes even
here's the
less
thing.
sense to
No, here's the thing. I bought the Alan Wake 2 Digital Deluxe Edition, which was 10, 20, whatever dollars more, right? Knowing that it came with DLC, but not knowing what that DLC was, and I didn't have Game Pass, right, for the base edition of the game. And the Lake House came. It's 90 minutes to, depending on who you are and how you play, 90 minutes to 3 hours. At most 3 hours, right? So are you saying that I wasted my time? I would argue I didn't, or my money. I argue I did
think
it
that-
because I really enjoyed the Lake House, and it was only, for me, 2.5 hours, right?
I think that it's not so much a matter. You don't know. For me, it's so much. It's mostly that you have odds that can go either way. I'm not saying, Lake House, you pay extra in advance. You buy a season pass. That's what season pass
It's
is
the
for. You buy
same thing, though.
you buy a
This
season
is
pass.
the same thing as that.
But this, I think it's worse because now they're preying on the FOMO aspect of it. Like, hey,
No,
all these.
I would agree with you
So it's a
if it
combination-
didn't come with the DLC, but it comes with full DLC. I just don't think that if they were only doing early access and like a cosmetic bundle, I would agree with you 100%.
Not to
But
mention with Game
actual
Pass being only
content.
$15 and this being only $35, I'm only giving them $50. I'm not giving them the full $109 like Holly was
Well, and I'll
asking
just-
Mona if you had to do.
And I'll just wait, like,
But
like
you also
with
don't own the product
like
at
with
all.
this, I'll wait
that's-
till
that's
next
But
year.
you just said we don't own anything
year from
anyway, so
now.
what's the point?
Well, I mean,
And I'll
you
wait a
don't,
year from
but-
now and I'll buy the base game for 15, 20 bucks or whatever it is, right? And I'll still have paid less than full price of the base game.
Exactly.
If
Plus,
I enjoyed
love
it.
a game from Game Pass well enough, then I'm going to buy it whether it's on sale or not. Or preferably on sale, but I'm still going to get it anyway. But anyway, Arcane and Yodani asked you, DeMarco, have you seen Steam's new policy on DLCs and stuff? Because they're asking.
Yeah.
No, I
sorry,
haven't.
Marco.
That's okay.
Yeah,
We
he
fought
said.
you.
He says, have you seen the new policies
the
Steam's
law.
implementing with regards to companies selling DLC? Apparently,
I think
they've implemented some changes. I guess that's more of a you question since I don't game on Steam.
to my knowledge, they need to be more transparent about what it. No, wait. I think if it was not in regard to like the release of it, but it was, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it was if it doesn't launch or it's just so far out of what it's supposed to be or what was advertised, then you're eligible for refunds.
So, Grey Monad also brought up a point too that like it did just happen with one of the Forza games. I think if you bought anything for that game in DLC or whatever support packs, and they remove the game from Game Pass, you get the game for free because you bought DLC for that game. So
if you bought DLC but they remove it from Game Pass, you get the game. Is that their policy or is that just that case?
yeah, they just did it with a Forza. Was it Forza Horizon 4?
Yeah, they're doing it with Forza Horizon 4. So if you bought DLC for that game, they will let you. They're gonna have you keep the game. 2018, so 6 years.
It's not that old.
Okay.
Like
That's
No doubt they're gonna do that with 5 too.
I just want to divert everyone's attention to the screen right now. Me and DeMarco visited London.
DeMarco, your face is seamlessly perfect.
It is.
If you want to know what it looks like if you gain 30 pounds, this is it.
What the hell?
So here's me. This is me in my classic blue sweater with the collar. DeMarco is my
your boom mic
my
operator.
sound man.
What is happening?
Fark you happened. That's what happened.
Oh my god! All right, there we go.
Arcu has way time on his
share
hands.
that. I had to share that. Here, if anyone didn't see it, here I'll bring it up one more time. So everyone, if you're not looking, this is me and DeMarco in London.
I like how he hasn't done one for Holly yet.
Oh, Farku's done tons of mine. He did.
I have not
he
seen
did
it.
Cyberpunk 3 different ways. Here, let me send
There
it
we
to
go.
you.
Wait, what? What?
Yep. Shut up.
No, I will not. That's me putting up the finger.
Oh my god! So if anyone was wondering what I was crying laughing about, that's what it was because DeMarco's
Oh, it's
face.
Farku.
It looks so good.
Farku is just he is the best.
Yeah, Farku. Thank you for sharing that because that made me cry.
Here,
Hey,
you
Red.
can show these.
Okay.
Red, did you see what Arcane said?
What did he say? Assassin. Assassin. Yeah, it was Assassin who took the picture. Yeah, I'm sorry, I meant to mention that. Yeah.
When we meet in June, I will be the one taking the picture, so I don't have to be in any.
Oh my god, that was so good. All right. Anyway, good discussion right off the bat about stuff. DeMarco, do you think, from what you understand about Shattered Space, do you think it's not worth $10?
Was that the price
It's
difference?
30.
It was 30.
30 or
30
35.
by itself.
Marco's views, I don't think it was worth the $15 Game Pass sub.
So, 30 by itself. It was 10. It was only 10 if you pre-ordered it. So that gave you early access and Shattered Space.
For $10, you got early access and
And Shattered
30.
Space, yeah.
No,
Only-
30. He's
it was-
saying
it
if
was
you
30.
pre-ordered the game.
Whenever
Like if you
pre-ordered
were
the
paying
game,
full price for the game.
yeah, you would get early access and Shattered Space for just $10 more.
Which
by
is what I did
itself-
for Starfield.
Which is what I did.
Yeah.
it was
But for
80.
indie, I think I'm just going to do the $30 upgrade so I can get the DLC and then play it early.
yeah. I don't.
Which is
I
what
don't-
Assassin you just did, right?
I don't
Yeah.
support pre-orders. I don't like the idea of losing even further ownership of games. Like Microsoft, that's a very pro-consumer move that I actually didn't know about. But I'm not a fan of like promoting the concept of let's own our games even less. I think Game Pass is great, but it does scare me a little bit if I'm being honest. Same, and
What
that goes
doesn't
for, like
scare you, Marco?
You buy all your
butterflies,
games
typically.
digitally on Steam. I just don't really see
Exactly.
what the
So
difference
if
is.
you see players who buy
Absolutely
everything
right.
digitally,
There
like
is-
you guys are the ones that are worried about preservation the most, and yet you guys are embracing the all digital future, or you all did it first.
There's
so...
also a lot more ways to get everything online, though. Even if they're not 100%.
But if
you know,
the internet, but if the internet power grid goes down,
if you need to take to the high seas to get them, there are ways that you can get a lot of things online that you can't do it on console.
Okay, and
Yeah.
if there's if
Marco
something
and I are
happens
brother and
where you
sister
can't
now.
access the internet. What? That made me pause. What?
We're brother and sister now.
Oh, good. Okay, that's
What?
good.
Yeah.
What?
Uh,
Yes.
Shout out to DeliverX, who I've never seen here before, man. Thank you so much for being here. He says, or they, I don't know. They say Steam is all digital. Indeed, it is. You know what I wish? You know what really grinds my gears? You know what? Would you guys have an issue with if nowadays, if someone, let's just say, it's 5 years from now, digital is pretty much dominant, which it is, but like virtually. Excuse me. They're still printing physical copies of things. Would you have a problem if they charge $10 extra from now on for physical games to make up for the cost of the production?
Yes, because they should just lower the price of the digital games.
It should be cheaper to buy
Okay, that's a
digital
good
than physical because there's nothing
There's
for them
no
to have to
packaging, yeah.
move.
Yeah.
There's no
Hey,
shipping.
that's a
so
good point.
It should be cheaper.
It should be cheaper for digital, but there are many more positives for physical. You can't
We
trade
have
it for money. You can't give it to friends. Physical goes on sale more than digital, and for a lot cheaper. So there are
we
tons of benefits for physical than digital.
have breaking news.
Yeah, please.
Sorry, assassin.
Oh God, did Sony
Breaking
acquire
news?
software?
Ubisoft has just announced that Defiant is officially going to be shut down as of June 3rd. They
Great.
will no longer. New downloads and player registrations will no longer be available. They'll release Season 3 content, but the servers will be shut down June 3rd.
Wow.
Hey, Ubisoft, motherfucker.
Very unfortunate. I thought it was doing okay. I didn't think it was doing great, but I thought it was doing okay.
Yeah, exclusive from Insider Gaming. Yeah, Tom even got emotional in his own comment. He said, "Sorry to get a little emotional here, but to see good, hardworking people lose their jobs when it could have been avoided is fucking diabolical. Just so you all know, he's lied to you every step of the way, and fuck Ubisoft management for not listening."
So, okay, so it's
That's
confirmed people
unfortunate.
are not being they're not being moved to other studios. They're just losing their
They're
jobs.
fired. They're losing their jobs.
Oh, that's fucked. Okay.
Hey,
That's awful.
hey, Ubisoft, thank you for proving IGN's video that they just released this morning. The AAA gaming scene is beginning to burst.
Following
Thank you,
Concord,
Ubisoft,
yeah.
for being the first to prove that.
Man, that
Again.
sucks. Yeah, I was gonna say again.
That
Yeah,
does suck.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
awful. Well, hopefully they find good footing. I would say, fortunately, because the industry is the way that it is, hopefully these devs can find they won't have any. It'll just be a rollover. They won't have any gaps in between.
None of the
financially.
Ubisoft devs are here to listen, but if I could talk to them and just say, hey, Fanful Interactive is hiring. They could use some help with Expedition 33. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. It's a small studio, right?
Well, it's a team of ex-Ubisoft employees, so yeah, they could probably use some help.
They're like, Derek, you're back, man. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. Your desk is right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sucks, man. That sucks. Hopefully, from what I understand, from what I have seen, a lot of the times whenever people lose their job in the gaming industry, because everyone knows everyone, it's sort of like losing your job for the most part. I guess maybe in the AAA space, it's sort of like, as easy as making a phone call or sending an email, and they're just come on in. Just come on and we'll give you a formal interview, and we'll find some work for you or whatever. So hopefully that's where these guys. The Defiant wasn't a bad game. I thought it was actually a pretty solid game. I just think that they had some issues.
It had
to
a
work
lot
out
of good
with time to
ideas.
kill. Yeah.
It was really, really smart in the fact that they were taking a lot of their different IPs and bringing the operators into the game. It was trying to be a Call of Duty sort of clone, and that's okay. I mean, Call of Duty is its own juggernaut, right? Like, it's really, really hard to come. I don't think you should ever try to be a Call of Duty killer, which is what they were always calling it last spring, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think that's a good thing to shoot for because you'll always be disappointed. What you hope is to build your own game. It might be very similar to Call of Duty, but you don't want those nomenclatures like attached to you, right? Because Call of Duty is just
It comes
it's
with
just
a
always going to
different
railroad you.
expectation.
The reason
Yeah,
why
it
Fortnite
does.
and Apex work so well in the same market is because they're not trying to beat each other. You bring competition by bringing forth something that the competition does not. Fortnite's
Exactly.
not trying to beat Apex. Apex is not trying to beat COD. That's the whole reason why there are so many games in the Battle Royale genre or live service genre, and why they're still successful even years later. They're not trying to beat each other. If you want to be the quote-unquote Call of Duty killer, you do that by not trying to be the Call of Duty killer. You try to bring your own niche to an already crowded, saturated market. That's something that
And they-
Defiant should have realized from the
Yeah.
start.
Well, and they did a really good job, like I said, at bringing operators. Although, I'm a Division nut. Like that's actually my favorite shooter. And
Yes.
the operators that they brought from the Division were just the cleaners, which were just the generic NPCs. And I was like, that
They
doesn't
should have
really
brought the
make me
Division
want to
agents.
come back and play more, right? Like it should
Yeah.
have been, they should have picked like some of the characters that they used in the cutscenes and things like that, right? But that's fine that you were trying to do like 6v6 matches and domination and all the stuff, right, that Call of Duty does. But, and Division 1 over Division 2, I totally agree, DeliverX. But the TTK was bonked. Like, and I only played in the beta and a little bit when it first came out, right? And these are things that they could have easily fixed. But the TTK was bonked, and there were a couple other things that just didn't seem to work right. Again, you could totally fix it. But when you have all these great IP, why are you picking the B team? If you're trying to, if each team is from a different Ubisoft IP, why didn't you have Guillermo?
Del Toro.
No, sorry, Giancarlo Esposito from Far Cry 6. Like, why didn't you have
Likeness.
him
You
as
probably
an
don't have a
operator?
license to his likeness
But they
anymore.
do from Far Cry 6. Like,
No, but anymore. Like they can't use it in future
Maybe.
projects. Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
but like,
For that
there's
specific one.
there's a lot of things I feel like they could have done. They could have used Joseph, whatever his name is, from Far Cry 5, right?
Yeah.
Which was an excellent game.
Seed.
There were a lot of things that they could have done, I think, just on the
They could
initial
have put
push.
they could have put Aiden and Marcus from Watch Dogs in there as operators as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe the modern day assassins like Desmond and Sean from Assassin's Creed. And it's just like there are so many
100%.
different things that they could have done for X Defiant, but they just didn't do it.
Well, do you think people would have? I mean, I know it's kind of the point of X Defiant, but do you think people would have had problems if they saw Connor or Sean? Assassin's Creed Connor was Assassin's Creed 3, like him running around with a gun.
No, I'm not talking
Ezio?
about the old assassins.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the modern day assassins. Desmond,
one
Sean,
from Valhalla.
Rebecca.
Right. Gotcha.
I mean, they could have done all of that, right? At least at the beginning, to have the initial draw, right? Like, that's the first, like, bring them in with that. But then you have to have. That's the
Yeah.
thing with all these live service games. You have to have everything lined up and ready to go, and have a quick cadence to keep people staying.
Look
Yeah.
at, I think Marvel Rivals is doing it wonderfully because they're
Yeah, I'm really
including
excited.
their entire roster
38
for free.
characters
For free included at now. Whether or not they're gonna like do that for a couple months and then say, that was just a tease. Season 2, baby, gotta pay for it.
Oh,
Who
well,
knows
of
what they're
course.
gonna do with that?
$10 a skin.
Which-
yeah.
Yeah, which then you'll start to see some pretty. I would hope you'd see some outrage with it, but at least at launch, to
Are
complement
any
what
of
you're
us
saying.
playing that, by the way, when
I
it
am
comes out
really
in
excited
3
about
I'm,
it.
days?
I'm
So-
excited to try it.
'Cause
I'm excited
I
to
am.
try it.
Same.
And I've
yeah.
heard Spider-Man is one of the most difficult ones that people played early, and that immediately makes me want to play him. Not because I'll do good, but because he's my favorite character.
Well, I already call Captain America, so that's me.
I don't know. How
Holly
to
will
play.
choose Wolverine because for some reason they made him a brick house.
Yeah, who'd you play? Who'd you play as, Holly? Marvel Rivals.
I don't play Marvel Rivals. It doesn't interest me.
Okay, all right. So Red,
Blade?
you're fun. What would you play?
You would.
They look
Fun,
super
yeah.
cheesy as shit, man. They look.
But it's
so
all we
cheesy.
have.
It's all they have.
It's all we have as a Marvel hero shooter. Is what I'm saying. Like it's the first of its kind in the Marvel world,
So-
right?
You should play it even if it's trash.
But it's free. It's free trash.
It's free,
No,
and
I
a lot
play-
of people say that it's
No,
not
wait.
trash.
Marvel Rivals, is that the one on your phone?
No.
No.
It's,
No.
What was that? The Snap. That was Snap.
Marvel Snap
Sorry.
is
Yeah.
the card
Marvel
game.
Snap.
No,
Marvel
I played
Rivals is
that.
fake.
Okay.
Marvel Rivals is
played-
like third-person
It's a
Overwatch,
hero
but with
shooter.
Marvel characters.
It's
Yeah.
a freaking hero shooter. Nobody wants to play that.
But it's
garbo.
literal heroes. That's
I want
that's
to
why
play that
I think
Garbo.
I think that's why I'm interested in it because it.
But it looks
Yeah,
super
this
easy as Garba. Like it looks super cheesy.
All right,
like,
you know what? I'm gonna put the
Mhm.
end-all be-all argument. Holly, you buy Call of Duty skins, so you don't count on this one.
Okay.
You could play a Spider-Man in Call of Duty.
He's mad because I bought the replacer bundle.
I
He was
am.
literally pissed at me because I bought the
my
replacer
God.
bundle.
Can you play as him? Can you play
I
as
have-
First America?
Yes, there's a bundle. I bought the freaking
Oh my
replacer bundle.
God, that's amazing.
With COD points I had from the last game that rolled over into this one. But you know, DeMarco was mad.
I'm sorry,
He was
Holly.
like,
you're
"Why
in
are
the
you an old
minority here.
man
I'm
in a
pretty
suit?
sure.
Why are you an old man in a suit?"
grumpy. I will
He didn't
continue
know
to
who
grumpy.
he was. I was
I'm
like,
gonna
how do you not
grumpy-
know this actor? Right?
I'm gonna.
He's
I
like,
don't. But I'm gonna grumpy yell my fist at clouds at all
Do
of it.
you-
These dang
DeMarco-
microtransactions. These used to be
I'm-
playing when I played games.
Holly, I'm sorry.
Microtransaction to
It's
Marco.
like us three in chat are against you on this one. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You're
Arcane
alone on
says-
this.
No, but
I bought the raccoon one too.
Oh my god.
Oh, what?
I hate Call of Duty so much. Did you
okay.
see they're putting? Did you
10%
see
off
they're
at
putting
Game
in like a
Pass.
lizard? There's like a lizard skin coming out.
No,
like,
there's
their
a
new skins.
unicorn
In Call of
one
Duty?
though with a freaking
Oh,
unicorn gun. Nice.
Wonderful. That's what I
Today.
love in my shooters is running around with unicorns,
Aim
sharks,
Seeker. Game
unicorns,
Seeker.
sharks, lizards,
Oh,
anime cat
yeah.
girl, cell shaded characters.
Risk It just bought the G'day Bait. G'day Bait, mate. G'day Bait bundle. I know, brain words.
Yeah.
Because that's the one with the shark in the suit. Because it has the Australian flag for him to use, and that's what irritates me about Call of Duty. They would get way more microtransactions if they would just debundle a lot of the stuff and let you pick like just this operator skin or just this gun skin because I use this one gun all the time and I want it to look this way, or just the Australian flag sticker, right? Like for your gun, like those like the smaller things instead of forcing these bundles. Sorry, I know, Lotus. I tried to use my words. They failed me.
They don't work sometimes.
Lo
yeah.
siento.
But I understand why you're not excited for Marvel Rivals. If I'm being completely honest, like I get it.
It looks
I do.
the
It's a hero
I'm
shooter. Yeah, no, it's a hero shooter with a
It's
Marvel.
a hero shooter, and they looked like cheesy Marvel characters, and I like Marvel. Like, if I was gonna play, I probably would have. Well, the Hulk is my favorite. The Hulk and Superman are my favorite, right? Like DC and Marvel. The Hulk is my favorite. But I would have played Captain America. I like him a lot.
Hulk is
You
in
like
it.
Chris Evans.
You can play Hulk.
Don't judge me.
Sorry, I'm trying to grab something before.
I have a type.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I get it. He is a hot commodity.
Muscular with black hair? Yeah, we get it.
Exactly.
And
I
a
might drop
beard.
something in there for assassin.
The Hulk doesn't have
Game
a beard.
Seeker. No, but Game Seeker though, you brought up Fallout 76, and I just have to say, oh Shunk, I just saw what you're doing.
Yep. Thank Fark.
Today, Fallout 76, we could talk about this for like 10 minutes because I'm the only one that plays it, so clearly it's gonna go well. Fallout 76, the new season came out, and pets are here, and raids have been brought to the game. It's gonna be really good.
Wait, raids have been
It's
brought to the
super-
game. Wait, what game? Sorry. Call of Duty?
They
Sorry.
introduced,
I was
they-
doing a
They
thing.
introduced companions Before
Fallout
you
76.
get
Oh,
a
Fallout
pet?
76. Okay,
They're not.
gotcha.
They're not companions. They're campmates. So they stay at your camp.
Yeah, they had like human campmates that required
they-
dialogue and writing and probably a quest of some kind to get
Yep,
them.
they do. Yep.
They
in
did that
76.
before they did pets?
Yes.
What?
Yep.
You understand my confusion, right?
Yep.
Nope.
But the raids are gonna be like really hard. They're supposed to be really
Is-
good.
So,
God damn it, Red.
it's a good thing. No, good job, Red. Is it the raids in the game, are they similar to, because I know a lot of people when Fallout 76 was first releasing some of its content, that people were upset because it was sort of, and I don't remember the exact name of the expansion, but it was sort of go into this place, kill a bunch of stuff, get as much loot as you can, get out.
Those are
and
operations. Those are like daily
So,
ops right now. Those are
how-
hard on their own.
those
but
vary from the raids.
Raids are gonna be like Destiny raids. You know, where you need a squad, you need to be high leveled, you need to have the best gear, and you're gonna go into this area, and there's a
So
a
it's
whole
similar,
trailer
like,
for it.
isn't that what the pit was? You would go into this
No,
area.
the pit were expeditions. They called those expeditions. So like, you needed to be somewhat leveled. You need to hit like level 50, which is like the first base. There's people smashing out their raids already. Jeez.
Well, there's people who are like level 1,000, isn't there, in that game?
Oh, way more than 1,000.
Like 3,000. Yeah.
Game Seeker, what level are you? Because
So they're harder expeditions. Is that like, what's the difference
so expeditions
besides
were
being
like
harder?
they're almost like DLC, where you had to leave the regular map, West Virginia, and
Right.
you went to an expedition in the pit, which is Pittsburgh, right? And then there would be missions that you would do ideally in a team, but you could go on your own, where it would be like small mini missions, right?
Okay.
Where you would go and there would be an objective, and then you would come back.
Okay.
But the raids are like, they're like zombies, right? Like trying to solve an Easter egg in zombies, where you go in, you need to really be leveled, you need to have a strong team. There's a really long quest line. You could be there for a couple hours, the whole thing.
Didn't they try to do, I guess this sounds like an expanded version of it, but didn't they try to do something like that? It was one of their first additions to the game where you sort of went into this base and then it was procedurally generated, so it would change each time, and they said it was going to be hard, and you had puzzles that you had to do while you were in there.
Mhm.
And
I
then
don't
a
know
lot of
about
people
that.
were not happy with it because I think the loot wasn't that good for the time that it took.
It's entirely possible, but I didn't start playing 76 until
Okay.
3 years ago, 2
Gotcha.
years ago. So I missed the first couple years, right?
Okay.
But I've been playing it pretty consistently, and now that a new season is out, they have these like daily challenges, and when you do the daily and weekly challenges, that's what earns you points, and then you use those points in your season pass, battle pass, season pass, right? To acquire new camp items or new paint for your armor, things like that. And the pets are also in that this time.
Right.
But then like I play 76 every day too. Game adaptation newscast. I'd be right now if it was and it was a 36 gig update today. I did get in and I looked at the season pass and I just loaded in to see what was going on with it, but I didn't get to like actually go do my dailies yet. But the raids, they recommend at least level 300 to start those, which depending on when you started, like it takes a while to level in that game. So for people who've been playing since day one, because I've ran around and I've seen people level 7,000 online. Yeah, like that's people who have legitimately played every day since the game came out. But I've seen when you run into people that are level 15 something or 2,000, even then I'm shocked because I'm like, that's a lot of dedication, right? I'm level sorry, Game Seeker, did you say what you were? Or game adaptation newscast. Tell me what levels you guys are. I'm level 171 or something like that, and that's me playing every day. Three players are level 10k. That's insane.
That's
150-ish.
crazy.
Oh yeah, so we're about the same.
Crazy that people have that much time to play one game. To me, like
Oh, we're all
many
three
games
about
to
the same.
experience.
We should squad up and try. Like, the raids are 300, but I kind of want to try it anyway, even I'm not. Like, there's really, really good gear and stuff like that are rewards for it. So, anyway,
you go.
sorry. That's
No, it's okay. So that's what we've been playing. No, I'm just kidding. We'll just skip over that. Real quick, I have 70 hours in Stalker 2. Gray Monad could probably tell you. Him and I are like neck and neck with our time. I've been so obsessed with Stalker. Stalker 2 is like, I'm having the Starfield thing all over again, where like I just cannot stop playing it.
Is that a crystal skull in the other hand, in
Yes.
the left hand?
Sir,
was
that
like-
does not look like a crystal skull.
It looks like it's close enough. It's close enough. Like, you look great, Assassin. I just wanted to say.
No, Deliverix actually has a point there, Red.
What does he say? Red Wolf with the plug. With the plug? I don't think that's what that is. Come on, zoom in.
It looks like a crystal skull. I see it.
Yeah. I mean, you could do whatever you want with
It looks like
The
a
same
crystal
thing-
skull backside plug. To
Listen,
me.
you can do whatever you want with crystal skulls and whatever else you want to do with them. Potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in my ass. Remember that? No, probably not.
Hey, Holly, Harry has a good question for you.
Huh. Stalker 2, I have like an hour in it.
In it.
Harry Ballsack. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We see your game here.
We see
yes,
you.
we do.
Yep.
Those
Thank
are
you,
not
Harry
good.
Balzac.
You need a Dollar Shave Club.
This episode is sponsored by Manshave.
Dollar
Manscrape.
Shave Club.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, I remember that. Yeah, that takes me back. That's fantastic. Really
I
nice.
am gonna play more, but they just talked about today. I don't know if you want to talk about that now, Red. But their AI system is broken.
You
and they
just
said
got
that
your
they're
brother
gonna
and
fix
sister
it.
comment, Holly.
You just got it?
I just got it.
I couldn't tell if you were mad or super confused. I was like,
I didn't
I don't know. I'm just
understand.
gonna leave that alone.
I had no idea. Okay, so before
It's been like half an hour. Ooh, brother.
I just understood it. It just hit me.
I still don't get it, but I love
What
it.
did he just
Because
understand?
I was thinking about how much I was thinking about how much my mind is still stuck on the fact that I hate the early access. I hate the 3 days. I hate people paying more for it. I don't hate the people that are paying more. I just hate that people do pay more. Because
Wait, what did DeMarcus just realize?
if you're paying $30 for just the expansion, then why can't I get the 3 days early access for free? Right? It just annoys. I know it's the incentive. But I hate it. And anyway, we're brother and sister because we added each other as a Steam family.
We're
So
Steam
now
family.
on Steam, we can share our libraries as
I have his
family.
library and he has
okay.
mine, which was very much currently an advantage to
It is
me.
incredibly one-sided family relationship at the moment.
That's how it
Because
is.
I had like 140 games or something, and Holly had like 12 that I could use.
There you go.
40. Come on.
I know
but
I'm
now-
exaggerating. It was like 100 to 40. It was like
You
100
can
to
double
40.
dip with co-op games now, right? So, right?
You can,
So-
yeah. You could both play it
yeah.
at the same time, which is
There you
really
go.
cool for Steam to do.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And real quick, before we go to the next thing, I just wanted to say thank you all so much. Over 40 people here hanging out with us. I really, really appreciate you all so
registered.
much. For all the channel members, if you want to be a channel member, you can do that. It's $5 a month. Early access to videos, access to the Discord. I say it every single week. If you have been a channel member for more than 2 months, DM me on Twitter or on Discord or whatever. Add me there, and I will get you into the Discord if you're a channel member. That way you can become part of the as DeMarco was just saying, the family. You can become our brothers and sisters, or our daddy if you want
Hey, brother.
to. Hey, and if so, yeah. So shout out to everyone here, just listening, not watching. Just hit the like button if you can. I really appreciate it. I'm seeing some new people pop in here, like Wacko Games.
Okay. It's not. I'm not only 1 hour in because it's too hard. That is not the case.
She's
Right.
got. Yeah, no Diddy, exactly. Thank you, Deliverix. Yeah, like you speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Holly just.
Wait, Holly, is
loves-
it that difficult? Is that why you haven't gone back after an
No,
hour?
I started. I stared.
Or is it because the Call of
later,
Duty addiction's too strong?
That's
and
what
I
it is.
play a lot of freaking Call of Duty.
Called
Hang
it!
out.
Yeah, I get it.
I just like Call of Duty, man. I
I've
can't help
heard
it.
with Stalker.
I was gonna say, if it's not Call
Plus-
of Duty, she will hate your game.
No, that's not true. Come on.
Well, the same way that Red and I
convincing.
only like Bethesda games and nothing else.
That's true.
Yes.
don't
I
like
mean,
Bethesda.
to be fair, that. To be fair, you guys do comparisons to Bethesda games a lot.
Stalker
good
2 is the best Bethesda game to come out since Fallout 4, I would say. It is, or maybe Fallout. I don't know. Whatever is a better answer. I don't know.
Skyrim.
Skyrim. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
DeMarco, I have to say this to you. I've been wanting to say this, and I want Jonas to hear this if he's here as well. Stalker 2. You ready for this, Assassin? Stalker 2 has convinced me that I need to, for the third and final time, to finally give this game another chance, and that is Kingdom Come Deliverance. Because I realized
Did
that
it really?
that when someone is struggling with something that they're not enjoying and they're not patient with it, they will just drop it. And that's exactly what I did. And that's what I've seen some people do with Stalker 2. I'm loving it. And since I've learned Stalker 2 so well, I'm like, I love this. And I feel like I could have the same experience with Kingdom Come. So I might give that game another try. So just so you know.
I'm gonna
Fair
give
enough.
it a try now that my brother bought it and it's in my library.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I saw somebody put out a video. Well, it was like a year ago. They made a video about Kingdom Come in third
Okay.
person, and it was hilariously bad. I loved it. But go
Okay,
ahead,
Red.
Assassin.
Let's just say that you do. Let's say you go back to it. You end up trying it again. You end up loving it this time, right?
Yes.
What the hell are you gonna do in February?
I'm still gonna take my time with it and beat it if I really love it, because like I just don't feel like I can play Kingdom Come 2 unless I play the first one. So I'll just never play 2.
I don't think they're canonically.
They are.
I don't
You
think
play
you
as
have
the
to
same
They
play
are
person.
the same.
They are.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So you have to play as
anyone
Henry
who's
in both
excited-
games.
anyone who's excited for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 or wants to know more about it, I'll keep this as short as I can. You play as the same character from the first game. However, the way the devs explain it is it's like going from your local, like if you're in like a fighting club, it's like going from local kind of fighting rings to MMA, right? So Henry, the character you play as, yeah, he got stronger, he leveled up, you know, he has the skills that you get because it's an RPG. So he has the skills that you progress that you get throughout the game. But now, what's that like? You were doing it on kind of like small local skirmishes, right? What are those local sword fights against some of your, you know, the little local guards going to do when you're going up against the king's army?
Right.
How's that?
That makes sense.
So
right.
that is the way that they've explained it. It is a continuation, but they emphasize a lot. One, there's a kind of a very silly lore reason why his skills are handicapped a bit as they go into the second game, but it's enough to get you mentally past it. And two, they emphasize that you do not need to know the events of the first game. However, you are obviously going to have some characters that overlap. You are going to have all the events did happen, and you will have a much closer connection to Henry and his personal journey have you play the first one. Sir.
Thank you for the explanation. Yeah, and look,
Okay.
I'm gonna get it physical just so that way if I end up hating it again, I can just throw it behind me and it'll just disappear into the wind.
You could use it as a coaster.
I use it as a coaster, exactly. You know, something just to set my toilet paper on or whatever. But anyway, yeah, Deliver X. Oh, Kingdom Come Deliver X. I love that. Thank you. What is his? Iga says Stalker 2 looting is more rewarding than Starfield. That is true. That's true. Everything is rewarding in Starfield or Stalker. Yeah, everything feels meaningful. God, I have a problem. Like I cannot stop playing it. I like it's Starfield all over again. I'm scared.
So pull it back. I do want to get back into Stalker. I started it that day. I hit a bloodsucker and I went, yep. It's time to go back to multiplayer in Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
But I fully intended to go back quicker. I do want to. I'm still working on the Call of Duty campaign, and now Fallout 76 is gonna like come back because I was burdened by what had been of the old battle pass. So I really wanted to move into the new battle pass. I was so tired of it, so I gave it a couple weeks off. And now that the new one's out, I'll go in and do my dailies every day. But I do want to finish the Call of Duty campaign. I only have a couple of missions left on that, I think. I'm just very thorough. I play them like super thorough so I can get the calling cards and all the extra crap that comes with
I
that.
had 25 hours or something when I was done with the campaign, just so you know.
Yeah, it's a long campaign. It's fantastic. I
it's
love
so
that
good
for me.
Yep.
This is what happens when you let the Call of Duty campaign makers cook. It ends up being fantastic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw they came
Also,
out
when
with
they have
something
good
else about that
writers.
recently. Yes.
They do have great writers, they just don't let them fucking cook.
Well, did you see there was something else that came out that said the next one, I think it was a Treyarch one. They were going to give them 2 or 3 years to get through that one, not like, they saw how successful this one was. Anyway, so I'm gonna go back to Stalker, but Garuda and Truda, who is in my other podcast, he's been talking a ton about how much he loves Stalker, and he was talking about the A Life 2.0, right? Which,
yep.
Red, I will let
broken.
you talk about that because that's your thing. But he sent this link today, and I kind of want to wait for this to be fixed now before I really jump back into it, because he was saying, seriously, wait on this because it's going to be amazing when it really like gets implemented correctly. So do you want to explain that?
So the A-Life system is essentially, to compare it to Bethesda Assassin, DeMarco, is essentially the dynamic life system. Basically, everyone has an agenda. Things are very dynamic in a way that it feels believable, where each NPC has an agenda. They have a place they're going from point A to point B. Whenever you walk into an area, for example, like you'll see a bloodsucker, and you're like, all right, so this is where bloodsuckers are. And then you come back a few days later, there's nothing there now. There could be there could be stalkers there now. There could be a different type of mutant, or again, there could be nothing there. So the world just sort of, it's always different. It's always changing. And so right as of now, which by the way, it makes the game more interesting, obviously, because when you're traveling, you're never going to clear the map. There is no such thing as clearing the map in a Stalker game. There's always stuff happening. So right now, what we're dealing with is you are walking in a straight line in an open field. I made a video that completely bombed, which is fantastic, and I'll talk about this, where you're just walking in an open field and you're just looking all around. There's nothing around me, and you keep walking, and all of a sudden you have an indicator behind, like someone's looking at it, and you're like, how the hell? And it's because enemies are just spawning around you, because the A-Life system is not, from what the devs have said, it's because of optimization. So they could have gone full out with PC. This is a PC-centric studio. They've always been on PC. Only this year they released the trilogy on consoles for the first time in 1,000 years. So their reasoning is that they wanted everything to be as smooth as possible across the entire board, PC, Xbox, Series X, and Series S, which I think is probably, we can once again blame the Series S for this. That their optimization is what has been holding them back because of how powerful the A-Life system is that they've implemented. So unfortunately right now it is broken. So for me, it happens a lot, but when it happens, I just sort of roll my eyes and I'm like, whatever. but it's still no excuse for just the way that whenever it crops up, whenever enemies just spawn around you in a game as difficult as Stalker, it really sucks sometimes because you're like, I just quick saved, and then now my quick save is effed because I have people spawning all around me. So currently their reasoning is optimization across the board, because it is console bound, and console bound meaning that it's on console. So they don't want to make the PC version work better because that's not fair, So anyway, that's essentially what it is. Yeah, DeMarco.
It's those types of things are very CPU intensive, like to have the AI, as to my understanding, and this is my armchair developer knowledge, but it's very CPU intensive, which isn't the strong. I like intensive. Yeah. It's not a strong point of consoles, so the intensivity of it makes it difficult to run.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah,
I know that's why like Bethesda games are very CPU heavy, and I think it's because of all the simulations and stuff going on that Bethesda games do, and obviously Stalker is in a similar vein, the way it seems to be handled.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's always something happening in the background, like without you seeing it. Like we heard about it, like Oblivion, when they talk about, because the dynamic system, what is it called, DeMarco? The dynamic
Radiant
life?
AI.
Radiant AI. Thank you. I was calling it dynamic life. Yeah. Where you could send someone off to a dungeon, they're doing the thing while you're not even seeing it. So it's really, what'd you say, CPU?
CPU.
Bound?
It's usually CPU bound.
Yeah.
I think I again, armchair developer knowledge here, but I believe that's why their games are very CPU heavy, which would make sense if that's what's holding it back on the console side.
Right. And so, what do you think about that, DeMarco? Because is it?
I think that
is it okay for
I remember.
Like? Well, sorry. Okay, I have a specific question because shouldn't the developers just say, "Hey, we know the majority of our fans are on PC, so we're gonna just let you just let it fly, let it go wild, let it just let your 4090s and your 5080s and whatever, just even though it doesn't exist yet, just
your freak flag fly."
that word exactly.
Why not put them freak flags?
But then the console people are sitting there going, "When are we gonna get that?" I don't know.
Listen, there's PC players already get additional features. They have for years. Things that consoles just couldn't handle. I mean, it's only recent. Like, we've been modding our games on PC, and I say we. It's not like I've been gaming on PC for that many years, but we've been modding them for forever. And PCs have had the ability to mod their games since Oblivion, like in 2006. So that wasn't a thing on console. That was an advantage of playing on PC. So while you can't have, that's a broken system. Whether you're playing on console, you're playing on PC. It reminds me of that was the issue with Cyberpunk 2077's AI with the cop system, was that they just spawned when you got into police. They just spawned. So Cyberpunk was able to fix it. I'd like to imagine that the Radiant AI seems a bit more complex than what's going on in Cyberpunk, but maybe I'm wrong there. Again, armchair developer, right? So I would like to imagine that if they could fix it with Cyberpunk, then they could fix it with Stalker. That's a feature. That's a problem with the game. Now, if they had, let's just say that there was like an unshackled version of this Life 2.0, and that they could get a version that worked properly on console, which means they're not spawning right behind you. They could get a version, but then they could be like, this is the true unbound, untethered experience.
Yeah.
Not dealing with the insensitivity of the consoles.
Physiognomy.
We got an extra one now.
Then,
Yep.
Then I don't think that's necessarily an issue. I don't think that's a problem. Because the difference being, since Microsoft supported this game so heavy, they probably also required the parity between systems, which I think is disadvantageous overall. But that's as a spoiled PC player.
The gremlins got me. Yeah, and I know that they have released multiple patches. So even Monad says it's much better on console after today's patch. It was a lot better after the last patch. So just in the past 3 days, they've released 3 huge patches for console and PC, smoothing everything out. Just everything, smoothing everything out. But the one factor that's remaining, and still, dude, I have to say, still, Stalker 2, in its state right now, is crazy that it is even as good as it is with what that team has gone through. And for the development time, it's insane to me. And then they just come out with a patch, like, oh, here's our first patch, over 650 fixes, and you're like, what the fuck? So yeah, it
makes me wonder though, if they're able to do it this quickly, it really does make you wonder, why didn't they just release it this week? Was it because of Indiana Jones?
Well, yeah, I mean, because you got to think that they are sort of tied in with Xbox's release schedule, so they have to put their foot down and say, yes, for sure. Are you confident in this? Yes. Okay, let's put our nose to the grindstone and really make this game a reality for a lot of people, instead of delaying it and losing a ton of faith, a good faith that a lot of people have had in us, despite what we have been through. So yeah, it could be.
I don't know if it would have lost a lot of faith personally, but yeah, I mean, I just gotta wonder if they were able to release these substantial patches. Maybe the delay, I guess they outweighed the pros and cons. They're like, all right, when are you gonna have the patches ready? And they were like,
right,
do it in a week. We'll do it in a week after release. We'll have all these fixes ready to go. We just won't have it for launch. And Microsoft said, all right, do it. But it's
the state of modern gaming, unfortunately.
Right, which, by the way, I never... You, Donnie. By the way, sorry, let me shout out you, Donnie, earlier. Thank you so much. $2 super chat. Yeah, Donnie says, I want big hat. And then he says, more hat, please.
More hat, please.
More hat. More. I'll see what I can do. But
I believe Happy Bomb also demanded tchotchkes.
If I make more hat, then I have to make more hand.
Oh boy. Can I have the whip like wrapped around my neck?
Right. It is.
What are y'all doing to me?
No, what are we doing to Holly, apparently?
Exactly. She said, I want the whip wrapped around my neck. Okay. It'll get there. All right, listen, guys. If you donate, if you super chat or become a member, it'll get bigger, and the whip will become closer. It'll be closer.
That crystal hand is freaky. It's super freaky.
It's like held like this. It's like weird how it's being held. It's like it
look
literally
at
does look like it's about to be inserted into somewhere.
I was waiting.
The bigger that hand becomes, the more I think that's not a crystal skull, my friend.
Why is the left hand so gigantor? It's like that SNL skit with tiny hands, which she's like.
Here.
No.
There
Look
we
how
go.
tiny the hand is.
Is that better? It's a little better.
That's
And
not
shout out
awkward
to
at all.
PNG Free or whoever the hell the watermark I can't get rid of. I love that. Anyway, Palpatine says
Copyright your video.
Yeah, exactly. Just come after me. Just a full scale lawsuit. What the hell was he doing? Anyway, there you go, Yodani. More hat, more whip. Oh shit! I just realized it's not a PNG, so I don't know how big the. Anyway, we'll figure it out. What the hell were we talking about? Stalker 2? No.
Stalker 2.
Yeah.
I'm excited because my big issue with it is just the difficulty of the mutants. I think they're way too spongy, but apparently they're also going to patch that and make them less spongy. They did patch that.
They've already patched that. Yep.
So it might be a lot more enjoyable now.
It's so
because
much
the Bloodsuckers were awful. It was just not fun. It was straight up not fun.
And as a hardcore fan, I can tell you, they were bullshit. They were bullshit. Like they were totally. Even like the fleshes. So they patched the fleshes. The fleshes. They patched a ton of different mutants.
The pig things were also nuts.
The fleshies.
You would go through a whole clip. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just waste a ton of ammo. And I think it was someone said. I think it was Iga. Someone said earlier, yeah, like you go loot a bunch of ammo or go loot a bunch of something, and then enemies just spawn outside, and then you just waste all the ammo that you just found. So why did I come here? kind of thought process.
So what happened? What happened during the previews then? When people previewed this game, they had to have gone up against mutants at some point, and I didn't see a single preview. I watched a lot of them. I did not see a single preview go like, yeah, the enemies did kind of feel really spongy. Like to the point where it was just not fun. And I died, and I died, and I died, and I died.
Yeah. So you're asking what is it like now?
No, I'm just like between the Veilguard impressions, the Stalker 2 impressions, which all of them were glowing, and Stalker 2 did deserve it because it's a phenomenal game. But the Veilguard impressions, the Redfall impressions, which I know they've said that what they played was not what released, it's just gotten me very skeptical about the state of these early previews, where I see them and I don't know, like I'm thinking of Indiana Jones now. The Indiana Jones previews came back and a lot of people really loved it, but is that going to be reflective of the final experience? Because obviously Stalker 2 hit differently. Like Stalker 2 previews were very, very positive, and then the release came out and that had the amount of bugs that it did. Redfall. And yeah, so Dragon Age of Veilguard.
Well, the thing, and we didn't talk about that. That's sort of like the main thing that we had to talk about was Indiana Jones reviews. Review Embargo is very similar to Stalker 2, and a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but some people are pointing it out. Is this a bad sign? Well, look at Stalker 2. Even with the issues that Stalker 2 had, people are still loving it. Totally, like me, totally, completely addicted to it, and it has a great review. I don't know what the review score is right now, but the issue is that a lot of people, and Assassin, you're a supporter, you're a grand benefactor of Xbox Era, and Jesse Norris, who does all the reviews, the majority of the reviews on Xbox Era, even talked about the review the review score that he gave Stalker 2 post patch. The review code, the review version of Stalker 2, he was going to give it a 4. And then after it was patched, it's like a 9 or whatever. I don't want to quote him, but he loved it. And I think
he was going to give it a lower score, but then the patch came and he gave it a much higher score because of how well implemented it was.
And I think this, like you said, Holly, this is just like the gaming industry now. Like, unfortunately, like ACB
not that
says
it's okay.
Not that it's okay.
It's not okay.
Like more and more, it's not that I don't trust reviews. It's I trust what they're saying, but I don't take that into consideration. Like whenever someone says the game is buggy, has all these issues, I go, well, let's wait till I actually play it and have the version that you don't have, which is unfortunate for reviewers that really, they really depend on. They know that people depend on them, I guess I should say. For an honest take on how the game is going to be, and then unfortunately they get backlash for saying this is nothing like you said it was. It's like, and I would
same thing happened with Cyberpunk. How everyone found it suspicious that it was only being reviewed on PC. No one was reviewing the game on Xbox One or PS4, and then it came out. PC was okay, but the old gen consoles were.
Yeah.
Holy
exactly.
shit.
Exactly. And real quick, shout out to Happy Bomb. Thank you so much for. She says, "Woohoo, Indiana Jones! Hi, Holly. It's been too long. I miss you." I know the feeling. Exactly. Holly and I, we need to get back into. We'll talk about that.
We didn't play Gears. When are we gonna play Gears?
That's literally. It's been on my mind like for the past like 4 weeks.
I almost texted you a couple of times, and I'm like, no, this fucker is always on Stalker.
I know,
like he's just gonna ignore me.
Every single night for the past few nights, I'm like, I just need to be like, hey, are you mad at me? We should play
Gears, bro.
Yeah, Gears.
By the way, the fact that Arcane's talking about getting Space Marine 2 so he and I can actually finish the campaign says a lot.
Here, I'm putting the whip around Holly's neck. There we go.
Good, because over the middle of
Why
my
would you
face
do
is
that?
no bueno.
Yeah, there you go.
Better than
Why would you
just
do-
like right down the.
If Farku
Why would
knows how
you-
to turn this image, Farku, if you're watching, I know you're still here. If you
Oh,
can
let me
turn this
just-
into a PNG, I can do it the way I usually can. But right now, it's fine. Whatever, it's fine. Just let it be.
RQ, just don't give her a scar in the middle of her eye because I don't want to be used.
Oh, RSJ fan, what's up? She says, sorry, Stalker 2 is not a game that's for me. Indie is more my jam. It's totally fine. Yeah, as long as you know what you're into,
The fact that a bunch of reviews and previews for Indie said that it's more like Thief than anything says how good the game must be. Because I heard that Thief back in the day was very, very good.
Yeah, I gotta play that. I hear it's fantastic.
The new
Like the
one
best
was
stealth
really
game.
good.
Yeah.
That sorry, I say new. It's 2014.
I
think,
say
is
that's
whenever
like
it came.
2013 or yeah, right?
It was like a long time ago. Yeah, that was really good. And I actually own the original Deadly Shadows for Xbox Original on physical disc. I still have that. So I should give that a try. But we're all over the place. I don't know what the hell. Oh yeah, indie. Sorry, early reviews. No.
Oh, right.
Early reviews for indie. Yeah, I don't see.
Don't bring up Stalker 2. He gets derailed real quickly.
I know. It's all that I can think about. But yeah, so early. It's what is it? 5 days before. So okay, early access for indie is 3 days, which means that the reviews drop 2 days after early access.
No, the reviews drop 1 day before early access.
Okay, that makes sense.
That
makes sense.
Look,
Yeah.
can we? That's a topic we could talk about. Review embargo lifts versus game releases. And is there any correlation between when an embargo lifts and when a game comes out and their review score? Because
it's harder
I feel
to tell when you mix in the early access, isn't it?
Independent of that, like we could use Stalker. Stalker, the embargo went up 2 hours before the game released.
Yes.
Or, I mean, there's a lot of games that you could go back and look at. I wish we knew, like, this would be something that I feel like we could all independently research a couple games and come back and talk about, like, where they were when the embargo lifted, when the game came out, and then maybe 6 months after, right? Like what the final sort. I feel like 6 months is a fair timetable for where the meta or Steam reviews are going to kind of level out. But there is a correlation between, I guess, when I hear a game that I'm interested in, the review embargo releases, like Stalker was 2 hours before, right? That's deeply concerning, right?
Yes.
Because
yeah, I remember about that.
If you're confident in your game, 2 hours does not speak confidence. 2 days, 5 days, like I would say up to a week. I don't really feel like I've seen many embargoes lift more than a week before the game, which is fair, right? You really want to build the hype. You want people to be interested. You don't want too much to come out about your game, even if it is excellent, right? Because you want those pre-orders to kind of go through. But as far as like when it's too close, then you start to get worried. And you really, I mean, I feel like that's a fair validation, right? Fred, do you want to talk about this first, which is with Stalker, because it was the most recent one, is the fact that review embargo only went up 2 hours before the game released, and how your thoughts are on the game. Like, there's a concern, right, as somebody who's a skeptical purchaser, when the review embargo is so short before a game, right? So I mean, you're playing Stalker because you love Stalker, so it's hard to ask you to have an honest opinion about it because you like the game. And I know you're screwing with the indie stuff, but like, honestly, like, if it wasn't indie, or Dragon Age, right? Like one of these games that you have a long history with, right? So that you are very excited for them. Let's say it's Avowed, or let's say it's Clock South of Midnight. If the review embargo only lifts 2 hours before, what's your thought on it?
Yeah, I guess instinctively, I guess my initial thought would be like, but I think if you're really excited about something, you always want to give it the benefit of the doubt. And I think really what it comes down to is just sort of like the communication with companies and versus like customer. Again, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're making content. We have our hands and our feet and our toes and our nose and into things that other people don't. And so we see a lot of the stuff that we shouldn't be seeing because it's just the nature of the space that we're in, which can be good, but it also can be detrimental to our outlook of a final product of something. So yeah, I'm not. I think South of Midnight looks great for what it is. I'm not necessarily excited for it, but as an example, if the reviews were 2 hours before release, because I'm not excited for it, I think the psychology side of that, my first instinct would be like, that's not, because I don't have any reason to give it.
You wouldn't pre-order it then, right?
Yeah,
if you,
I would be like, well,
even if it's a month out and you find out the review embargo is 2 hours before the game releases, I'm not pre-ordering, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I think that can be, I mean, that is, what is a good example of when that wasn't the, well, Shattered Space. Shattered Space was a really good example of that. Shattered Space didn't have any reviews, and people were like, what the hell? That's not good. And then it came out, and people were not happy with it at all. I liked it. I liked it a lot for what it was. But then again, I only paid $10 for Shattered Space. So, versus paying full price for a game. So I do think that however much you're investing... okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people are investing a lot. Thank you so much, Colt. A lot of people are putting their money where their mouth is whenever it comes to things that they're excited about versus things that they would rather just be like. I would love to be wrong about South of Midnight, but I don't think it's for me.
No, it was just an example. It's not necessarily the game that we were specifically talking about. It was just like a game I know is coming up that a lot of people are excited for. So if, let's say it's a game that you're cautiously optimistic for, I feel like that might be Avowed. Avowed, you're cautiously optimistic, right? Because Obsidian has a track record of really cool games. But this one, we've had a lot of weird learning curves, right? Coming up to the launch of it with the first trailer versus with the other things that we saw. And not really knowing what the game is about. So that's one that I feel like you're cautiously optimistic. Like, it could go either way, right? Like, this game could be great. This game could be trash. I just don't know. So...
Right.
If it's right now and it's coming out in February, like it is currently, and you find out right now that the review embargo is 2 hours before the launch of the game, does that sway your decision to purchase the game or not?
No,
That
I don't think
depends.
so. I think because I'm cautiously optimistic rather than having no interest. It's, again, guys, chat, everyone. It's a psychological thing. It's.
But it is. That's my point, right?
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
you might, like, before Christmas, you might have said, you know what, this is the next one that I'll go ahead and I'll take a gamble. I'll purchase it. But right now, before you do that, you find out the review embargo is 2 hours before the game launches. Does that change your decision to purchase? Or at least make you pause on that idea?
It would make me question, and of course, that's a loaded question specifically about
I
Avowed.
ignore all of that other stuff
yeah.
that's going on. It has nothing to do with
I'm
that.
like,
Like,
see?
pretend that's not even happening.
Pretend
that's not happening.
But let's just, okay, so Stalker is like an example. Okay, no, that because that's not fair.
You
Avowed
can't use
is-
Stalker because you have a connection to Stalker. It's
I know,
different.
exactly. I don't have any connection to Avowed whatsoever.
Yeah.
If they say the review lives 2 hours before, I am still very concerned about that. I'm still concerned. Indiana Jones is just a few days before, and the thing is that is not as uncommon as a 2 hours before release.
So
Yeah,
type
two
situation.
days to a week
continues.
before is common, right?
But the
2
answer
days to a
is-
week.
But the answer is, before you go, Assassin, the answer is yes, it would sway my opinion. It would 100%, it would make me feel like something might be off, because I don't really have a lot like leaning onto it in terms of excitement. Go ahead, Assassin.
So, regarding Avowed specifically, it doesn't really affect me much if the review embargo is 2 hours beforehand because of Game Pass.
Oh, I was gonna say, but remove Game
Because-
Pass as the quick.
Oh, well,
Right.
no, I'm. You brought up Avowed, so I'm bringing Game Pass in as well because that's a part of it. If let's say Monster Hunter Wilds, however, was 2 hours before,
There you go.
that's completely different.
There
That
you go.
would make me very concerned because, for
Mhm.
one, this is Capcom we're talking about. They don't.
Or Assassin's
release
Creed.
any-
Assassin's Creed is another one to talk about. as
Exactly.
well,
So
right?
while you guys were talking, I had actually looked up some of the games that released over the past 2 months. I looked up Space Marine 2, Metaphor, Sonic Shadow, Dragon Age. The sweet spot for review to launch is 4 to 5 days. So Indiana Jones' review coming 4 days before launch, that doesn't concern me. Now, Red, you may remember me asking you, I think it released 2 days after the podcast that week. I asked you, didn't you find it concerning that the reviews are coming out 2 hours beforehand? And you just said, nope, not at all. And I
Ask me
asked
that
you
again?
why, and you couldn't give me a definitive answer. You just said, oh, well, GSC Game World's launches are pretty buggy to say the least. So that's nothing new. It's like, okay, that's a bit
Assassin, if it
concerning.
was-
If you saw
If
the,
it
you
was
saw-
Rainbow Siege 2, right? Like you would be like, I don't care, because you're really excited
No.
to play it.
No, because
Really?
y'all should know that even my most favorite franchises of all time are not immune to criticism either. So Siege, if let's say there was a Siege 2 and it was like 2 to 3 hours before embargo, I would be the same way. I would go, okay, that's very concerning. I do not like this. Why are you guys doing this in the first place? If you're confident in your game, you would show it off as early as you can. So no. I don't, as much as I love Assassin's Creed and as much as I love the Arkham franchise and whatever franchises that y'all can come up with, no. I would criticize them equally just as I do with all publishers.
Well, I
So-
guess to your point, to be fair, like for you in a Rainbow Six Siege 2, or Red and Stalker, or Red and Starfield, or DeMarco and Skyrim 2, right? Like let's just say in a
Skyrim
world there is one of
2.
those, right?
Skyrim 2.
In
Yeah.
22 years, that game will come
Yeah.
out. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh
So-
god.
Even if you heard the embargo lifts 2 hours before, yes, obviously it's going to make you question a little bit more. Like, oh crap. But because of your tie to the game, that's where I'm saying you have bias, right? Like you have a bias that I'm concerned, but I don't really care because I really want to play this game because it's what I've been wanting, right? Now, like, it's different when you're trying to be more objective, when they are games that are new IPs or sequels to things that you enjoyed, right? Like, obviously, there's always going to be a bias towards things that are a deep love, or like the Division 3 for me is just like, I don't freaking care what the reviews say. I'm gonna buy that shit and I'm gonna play it day one. I'm gonna be in there, be bugging all of you to play it with me, you know, like that's it. Like, I don't care how the reviews come out. Obviously, I'm going to be concerned or disappointed, but I don't really care, right?
Mhm.
So there are a lot, but for most people, right, and most games that come out, it's the in between, right?
So you're saying I'm an outlier then?
No, you're just a liar. No, I'm just kidding. No.
You might be. You might be. Like, if you don't have any loyalty to a sequel to a game that is deep in your heart, then I would say you are an outlier. Right?
Yeah, because I joke with Red all the time. We haven't had an Assassin's Creed game since Syndicate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
Well,
even that
Mirage
was changing.
notwithstanding.
Yeah, Mirage was a good
I
example.
love that the whip is still like wrapped around my head. Very strange.
What the hell, Ed?
And if guys, the 41 people here, I thank you all so much for hanging out with us. I'm seeing new people. Game on Jesse is here. I've never seen you before, man or woman. I'm sorry.
See.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you for being here. Thank you guys so much. For hanging
No,
out with us
so
tonight. Go ahead.
I'm
Sassy.
just gonna respond to Harry's comment in the chat.
You say his full
Harry
name.
Balzac,
You say his
full
Harry-
name.
I'm not saying the full name. Microsoft should bully reviewers like Sony does? No. What I think they should do, don't give anybody review copies. Just let the game come out and let people judge it on its own.
I actually totally agree with you.
Because
I
of
think-
Game Pass,
Yes.
they have a way for gamers to come in, try the games themselves, form their own opinions, without having to spend too much money.
I actually
Exactly.
And let
I
the
have a-
word of
I
mouth
have
go forth on that.
I have a different variation on that. Don't give it to any of the media outlets.
Yes,
Only
like
give it to a
IGN.
handful of content creators.
No, don't even give it to content creators. Don't give any review copies
I
out.
think
No, because
that's-
even content reviewers are biased.
Well,
So no.
Sure, but you only watch the ones that align with your opinion.
you literally said what I was going to say. A lot of people that do watch reviews, they watch reviews for, like, ACG is someone that I always bring up. People
I
go to
watch him
ACG
too.
because they usually agree with him or they don't agree with him, and that's so that way they can
And
just
it's neutral.
And it's neutral, exactly. So that way you can skip to the end of the video and you can see what was it, a wait to buy to whatever their score might be, and you can say that's all I needed to know. Maybe I'll wait for a sale based on your opinion of this. But whenever a giant corporation like IGN or something, it just completely overshadows the entire narrative of what the game actually is, with people boots on the ground like individual content creators. And that's sort of like my issue with reviews in general, is that you don't. These content creators, people that do get reviews for the games, a lot of the times they don't have really any opinion of it. They don't have any sort of bias built in to begin with. With bigger corporations, they will. We saw this happen with Dragon Age Veilguard. And I don't even want to get into this, but they handed someone Dragon Age Veilguard who they knew for a fact was going to give that game absolute rainbows and stars, shooting flying colors all over their face all night long. And they did that, and then people played the game, and the issues that they didn't have with it, IGN, the people who boots on the ground had it, were like, no, this sucks. These issues are real issues, and then people got mad at them. But IGN said. So I think that there is a big difference between. I think sometimes it can be harmful to games with the bigger people getting. So I agree. I think that people, I think companies. Unfortunately, I don't think it's ever going to happen. But I do believe, it's part of marketing. It really, at the end of the day, is what it comes down to. So regardless of if the review is great or bad from an IGN or a Gaming Bolt or a Gaming Spark or Gaming Fart or whoever it is that's reviewing
Skill
it,
Up, any of the
Skill
others.
Up,
Yep.
exactly.
The big
it's
ones.
still getting into the Google algorithm, still getting onto YouTube. It's still out there. It is marketing itself. It is getting out there into the search engine. Speaking of search engine, DeMarco, what are your thoughts on reviews or everything we just said?
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think I could add too much to the conversation. Honestly.
Well, tell us
Okay.
your opinion on what drives you to buy a game in pre-order versus waiting to hear what
I
other
don't
people
pre-order.
say. Okay.
The exception to that is, and I've said this before, but I never pre-order. Again, it ties back to why I also don't like the DLC, paying for the DLC when you don't know anything about it. But I don't pre-order. If I do pre-order a game, it's usually like the day before release or even the day of release, just before it's actually out, to get whatever pre-order bonuses. It depends on the game. I mean, for example, I think that certain titles, like even I say this now, but when the Elder Scrolls 6 gets or Skyrim 2 gets closer to releasing, I will probably drop everything and be like, it's Elder Scrolls. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I will admit, after Fallout 4 and after Starfield, I'm hesitant, and so it sort of, raised some concerns for me. I think that early reviews are necessary. I don't think it should be a matter of nobody should get game reviews. However, I do believe it is an issue. There is a very clear growing problem with, which we're seeing it in film and TV too, with critic reception and fan reception. And I think that is a more widespread problem that can be an entire conversation on its own.
Yeah.
And I believe that I think that there's problems on all sides. I think there's a problem with critics and the disparity between critics and fans. I think there's an issue with even content creators who are making content around games that they haven't played, following tired narratives, and I think that's an issue with content creators. And I think it's an issue with the people watching content creators, because the fact is that as a viewer, as a consumer of that content, it's your job to question it. It's your job to say, hey, wait a second, I see problems here. And to recognize bias, you need to be open to challenging these ideas. And that might mean, for example, a game like Hogwarts Legacy, right? That a lot of people really loved, but some people, or let's use Starfield, a game that some people love, but a lot of people had issues with. It's an issue where you need to be willing to challenge the content creators who are saying this game is amazing, and look at it and go, I don't really think it is, but you need to be able to communicate why, and not just say it's stupid, the game's bad, it sucks, like there's bugs in it. Grr, Bethesda bad, creation engine sucks. So, I think everyone is guilty. I don't think the solution is taking away review codes.
I didn't say everyone takes review codes away. I said just Microsoft. But hey.
No, well, I don't think anybody should take away review codes. I don't think that's the solution.
I think it is for Microsoft anyway.
But I believe that everybody has. Thanks, BT. I think that everybody has an obligation to just try to be better.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. Everyone has the right to their own opinion. I just think that I would rather hear an opinion of an individual than something that's been handpicked from higher ups, like executives in a big corporation.
There's clear like an ACG is an obvious choice. Like ACG deserves a review code for any game he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even
well,
though he says,
because he always buys it and gives it away to somebody else, so that it's not, even if he gets a free one, he's just like, look, I buy a code for every game, even if I get it for free. That way there's no obligation whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
And like, he doesn't have to do that at all. He could still give his honest opinion. But it's something that he set as a defining point in his like content creator career, right? And for him, that's very important, right? And it does give him credibility.
But I also think that someone, for example, I think there's clear skepticism when someone, and I don't watch this individual's content, but I think his name is like That Indie Guy or something like that. Like, his entire thing is just Indiana Jones. That is his entirety of everything he does is Indiana Jones, period. Nothing else. And to give That Indie Guy a review code for Indiana Jones and be like, hey, tell everyone what you think. I don't know how someone can't look at that and be like, well, hold on a second.
He's
Here,
already
like-
going to be severely favored towards Indiana Jones content to begin with, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could look at that and be like, yeah, okay, that's fine. But someone like ACG, someone like who's another really good reviewer? I think Angry Joe. But people will stay away from Angry Joe because he's hard. He's critical. I share a lot of. I agree a lot of the time with him, in the things he says.
Yeah,
And
not
he
every
takes the
time, but a lot of
time.
times I do actually. Yep.
Yeah, and
he'll
that's
put
where
his
I
reviews
get.
out way after,
Yep.
whenever he's finally done with it. You know, he's like didn't have to rush for an embargo and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, he said he even explained, like, you watch his review of Dragon Age: The Veilguard, and he's talking about things that
I just
other
watched that
reviewers
one.
didn't bring up.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Yep.
such a good review because he was bringing up, for example, he was bringing up Tosh. He said if Tosh dies,
Eldernon and Gillenane, which I've never played the games,
Eldernon
haven't
and
any of
Gillenane?
them, but I was like, Eldernon and Gillenane, like they just like they had made fun of how often they said the names, and it made me laugh, right? Having not played the games, any of them,
Mhm.
or this one, right? And I was just like, I get it. Like, it's just such a goof, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
funny. And he
And-
brought up a lot of points that aren't all of the crap that people were talking about on Twitter, right? Like, he just
Yeah.
brought up points about the game that are problems.
yeah, and specific things that you would only know from getting far in it. And that, like, a lot, you could talk surface level, like, oh, I saw bugs, the combat got repetitive after, like, whatever. But, like, he talked about cutscenes and moments and events and story beats that happen all the way at the end. And that much I can, beyond just saying, oh, well, the ending was huge. Like, the ending changes Dragon Age, which you could say if you watch one review. So he brought up specific things. He had the gameplay there to back it up. So I think, like, him, ACG, there's plenty of others that I'm sure that you like. That I like as well, that could be mentioned, but yeah, I don't know. Review culture is an interesting thing. I think it's in a flux because there's so many content creators too that do it, so it's hard for a publisher not to say, hey, Red loves Bethesda games, like, give Red a review code for this. Like, why wouldn't they?
So, I just watched. Okay, Yadani's gonna take a hit at me in the chat after I say this, and that's fine. But I just watched this Asmongold video because Yadani looks to give me shit for watching Asmongold because that's what he does. I just watched this video from him where he was talking about, and it has nothing to do with any specific game, but it was really interesting where he just made the point, and he's absolutely right. He said what's actually happening is that the game's media is a litmus test for where regular media is headed. And he's right. Like, it's kind of like how Xbox, when the Xbox One came out, they were like TV, and it was just way too early, right? And nobody was ready for that. But here we are, and it's all TV, right? And kind of sort of where Xbox is going now, right? With this, like, everything is an Xbox, you know, like my scent diffuser is an Xbox, right? Like, it's all of these things. So in the video, he's just kind of commenting like games media is sort of where regular legacy news media is going to be in the next few years. And I don't think he's wrong, because we're starting to see that now. Like, games media is significantly crippled compared to where it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, right? Because people, like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't turn into IGN for a review of a game. I turn into 3 content creators that I mainly agree with, that we've been very similar on reviews of games in the past, that follow certain aspects of games that are important to me, that thank you, Donnie. So that like I agree with, right? So that's the people that I listen to on when a game is coming up. Do I want to buy it or not? And so that's where gaming media is, and his point was like legacy media is kind of hitting that point now that games media is actually at like 2-3 years ago, right? And COVID obviously accelerated this whole process, right? So it is interesting, like the IGNs and the Kotakus. And Kotaku isn't even really like a games review site anymore, right? Yep. That is a crystal skull. It's not the other thing. It starts with a P and ends with a G.
Look at it.
Oh, come on, bruh. Like, I think you need to put that face in your own mouth.
Hang on, I don't even have chat pulled up. I don't know what's been happening.
No, Red, I saw the picture you sent.
Oh, you saw the one with me and DeMarco?
No,
Oh, I
the
forgot
one
what
with
I said.
Holly.
Oh,
The one with Holly.
why do I look drunk?
Oh, that one. She's just so happy to have the
God.
whip. That's all it was. Speaking of whips, let me grab these real quick.
That's Farq's dealing. Farq.
He did that. He's the one that sent me that.
I don't
that
think
picture
it
of the-
is.
He said
No,
it
it
to me
is.
too.
He did. Yeah, he's the one. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Red. I don't believe that.
You know, he did.
I don't
He literally
believe
did. He was like, "This is the best image."
This
ever."
asshole put it as his freaking profile picture.
That's fantastic. Why do I have Rihanna stuck in my head now? Okay.
Under
so real
my whip.
quick- No, it was whips and chains excite me. That's the one that I had.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. All right.
Mhm.
Thank you, Cole. Thank you so much, bro. I know this was a while ago, but I didn't want to interrupt anyone. Thank you so much. $10 super chat. Thank you so much, bro. He just says some people don't even don't even enjoy the hobby anymore. They'd rather just go on, the army of outragers.
Fight.
Yeah, and which is why we're seeing so much backlash against the grifting lately. Like, it's so blatantly obvious. And once again, it's the people that are aware of it, and not the consumers that aren't on Twitter and whatnot that see it. So good for people. Riska just made a video about a certain someone that I'm not a fan of, but I never talk about that kind of stuff. But man, woo, good for him. Good for him.
There's 2 videos.
Yeah, there's 2 videos now, exactly. So if you saw that from Risk It for the Biscuit, then yeah, shout out to
I
him.
mean, ironically, he's doing the job for them actually by talking about it.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
You're not
It's a cycle.
supposed to feed the trolls. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to feed the trolls, and yet
I'm
he made 2 videos to feed them.
It's a cycle. Holly, what's your opinion on cult? No, I'm kidding. All right,
Damn.
let's go back to. I said cult, not cult, by the way. All right.
We didn't even
Game
talk about the
Seeker-
other topic in the title, Red.
Oh, okay, I see. We didn't talk about what?
We didn't talk about the other topic that's on the title.
What
From
is it? I forgot.
software.
Go for
Oh
it.
yeah. We're
Assassino.
that's all you, bro. Let me get these real quick. Game
Ask
Seeker.
for sin.
I don't think he.
Alright.
Ask for sin.
You finish with the stop. You finish with the super chats, Red. I'll find it.
Okay. Game Seeker, $5 Canadian. Thank you so much, bro. He's so nice. He is the quintessential classic stereotypical just king of the Canadians. Game Seeker. He's just so fucking nice. It's ridiculous. He's gonna give me diabetes for how sweet he is. That sounded weird. Anyway, $5 Canadian. He says, "Have a good night / stream. All great topics tonight. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I need to go check my blood sugar." Yeah, Donnie. Thank you, Donnie. Every time that there has been a super chat, I have adjusted the hat as much as I can, but I'll have to get a new because it's not a PNG. I can't scale it because it's just gonna do this. It's just gonna completely cover me up. But if that's what you want, that's what I'll do. But thank you guys so much for that. And another one, Yodani Kazada, another $5 super chat says, "I need Assassin to sing With Arms Wide Open by Creed in this episode. It seems appropriate. Asmund cleaned his room, so I'll give Holly a break." There we go. Can you sing Arms Wide Open? like the first verse?
I don't even know the song, so no.
You don't know with arms wide open? Well, I just
Nope.
heard
The news today.
in my life.
Well,
Nope.
the way.
That's not.
See, Yudani, they did it for me, so I'm good.
Oh, it's so good. Hello, my friend, with me, wow, yeah.
Goddamn. With all that open.
Under the sunlight.
The bright sea.
Welcome to my face. I'll show you everything.
Thing you need with all that
Wide
open.
open. There we go. There you go. There we go. We did it. All
How do you know?
right. Here we go. We saved you, Assassin, from having to learn class
Thanks.
culture. Yeah.
Red, go check your DMs while you
Okay.
kick it off to somebody else.
All right, Assassin, kick me. Tell me what's going on with FromSoft, right? They're doing things with their. I don't know what to do with your face, Assassin. Do I put it right here? Do I put it? I don't know what to do with your face. God, it's a good problem to have. You know what I mean? So many options. All right, Assassin, if you could respond, that'd be great.
For what? Respond to what?
Yeah, you
what's
never
going
actually finished your question, Red.
Yeah, FromSoft, what's going on?
Okay, so From Software president Miyazaki, he recently did another interview because From Software rarely does interviews. So here are the main tidbits that we learned. Elden Ring 2 is currently not being considered. So yeah, that's Elden Ring fans are big sad right now. However, this does not mean that we are denying the development of the Elden Ring IP. I'm guessing that means see they're talking about maybe film or TV, who knows. And the studio is currently having multiple projects from a quote-unquote wide range of genres in development. So, From Software horror game, please. I'm begging you. Give it to me and my heart is yours.
Okay.
So, does anyone have an idea what they want From Software to make? Actually, first-person shooter. The hardest first-person shooter ever to be made.
I'd like a Lord of the Rings game, but not in like the difficulty of Dark Souls, like the difficulty of Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order.
This is From Software we're talking about. Do you know how stupid of a request that is?
That's what I want. You asked what I want. I told you what I want. Are you gonna complain about what I want, Assassin? Jesus Christ! I'm tired and hungry.
It's after 7 o'clock, so I kind of expected it.
I was say I saw him fading about 10 minutes ago.
Man.
Yep.
Here, let me see if I
Yeah,
can.
fair enough, Marco.
Let's see if I can get my YouTube channel canceled.
I take it he didn't eat a sandwich before we started.
Are you gonna put
Yeah,
up
two.
our cute picture?
It wasn't enough.
Oh my gosh.
Then you should have
Thank
eaten
you.
2 sandwiches, man.
I did have 2. That's what I just said. I had 2 sandwiches. It wasn't enough. I need my porridge. Where's my oats?
He needs his porridge.
Give me a hard candy too. For dessert.
A world is original.
Grandpa,
I
dude.
actually do have those. Actually, the caramel ones, little caramel. It's really
You know what? Every time that he yells after 7 o'clock, I'm just gonna call him Grandpa, dude. Shouting at the clouds like an actual grandpa. So, DeMarco wants a Lord of the Rings game with Jedi Survivor.
I wanna play
difficulty.
I wanna play a Lord of the Rings game where you're like a Gondorian fighting during the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Okay.
I have
Like-
no idea what that means.
Well, have you seen the Lord of the Rings movies?
No.
Well, there you go.
You're missing out because they're some of the best movies ever made. Like, even if you're not a fantasy fan, I am objectively saying they're some of the best films ever made. Specifically the extended cuts. You need to watch the extended cuts, not the regular versions. But Gondor
I
didn't
thought
come
you
to Helm's
guys
Deep.
knew that it didn't. thought you
No,
guys
I'm
knew it
sorry.
didn't.
No, not Gondor. Not Helm's. Jesus Christ. See, this is what happens when I don't get my sandwich. I messed up my Lord of the Rings lore. Oh my God, I deserve to be canceled for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. All right. Well, hey, yeah, I
Great
got
way
you.
to stay in shape.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great way to stay in shape. Speaking of hairy balls, there we go. I think it's a better. Is that a better picture for you, Assassin?
Rohan. To Rohan.
Oh, to Rohan. That's right. Yeah, the
Yes.
rider is a Rohan.
Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
Rohan.
Yeah. Exactly.
I also want to do something in the Battle of Helm's Deep. Like I want whatever. I want to just play as a normal soldier.
I think that's that's not real. That scared me.
Minas Tirith. I don't flipping know. I'm tired and I'm tired. Whichever the right one is.
I love how Yadani
Ow.
totally understood where he says, my sacrifice, which I always say, my sacrifice. And I just have like a man just, hang on. I can't do that. Okay. All right. So from software. Welcome to the Renegade Realm podcast.
The battle at Helm's Deep is the best of all of the movies. The second movie, The Two
100%.
Towers, is the best movie.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. Did we miss any? Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. So From Software has many games in development, and look at that. That one is so good. That's like the top-down. Oh my god, I love that game so much.
Everyone should play this.
Yeah, that game is so good. The last great Lord of the Rings game was honestly Lord of the Rings Conquest by Pandemic. It was the best. I loved it. It was essentially just Battlefront. Look at that. Oh my god.
Remember
Back when manuals came with games, on your ride home from GameStop, and you're like, let me read everything I can read about this on the 5-minute drive back home. Yeah, classic. I love it. I love it.
Thanks, Jonas.
Yeah.
Scrotal recall.
Scrotal recall. Assassin.
Look,
Nuts.
remember cheat codes?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this
EA
is what microtransactions took away from us.
EA
Remember when
cheats.
I say how much I hate skins and all the other microtransaction crap, because we lost stuff like this because of it. It's a fact.
Fantastic. I love that.
That's why we're brother and sister. One is
Exactly.
on one side and one is on the other.
Exactly.
Look,
Yeah.
here, you could register the game online. There's your access code. This is the giveaway for the stream. If somehow you could find out how to use that.
There you go, everybody. If you want to go play the game early, 20 years early, there you go. There you go.
I actually don't know how this even works, but there you go.
Assassin's Vulcan from movie 43. Oh my god, that's right. Wasn't that
The Balchinian.
wasn't that Hugh Jackman? That's who it was. Yeah. Remember he was like
What
eating
movie
soup?
had a Balchinian?
That was Men in Black.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. I have to make Assassin smaller because I am really afraid that I'm gonna get a strike or something. But I'm gonna keep the whip on Holly, as requested.
Oh, good.
There we go. I'm gonna tip it up just a little bit. Wham! There we go. Perfect. There we go. All right. So I'm sorry about that. It was Wolverine. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Hugh Grant. Damn it! Can you imagine Hugh Grant as Wolverine? He's like, oh no, so I'm going to
Jew
kill
Hackman?
you." Did I say Jew Hackman?
No, that's a game adaptation newscast. Jew Hackman.
Oh my god, I was dying. He said, instead of Jude Law, he said Lewd Jaw, and I was dying because Lewd Jaw sounds like a porn name, or excuse me, prawn name. Man, I'm just trying to get my channel canceled before I can. It's great. I love it.
Assassin,
I
are
don't
you
know,
still
I don't know.
here? You
I
good?
think
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
dead. Okay.
Yeah, I was
I-
like waiting for you guys to tell me what you want, but all right.
I'm waiting for that crystal skull to reach down and scratch something.
What?
Okay. I could probably do that. I just have to.
He's still hanging.
There goes that. Nah. I don't think I can do both at the same time.
Oh. Look at that.
There
Well,
we
you
go.
look at it. Just look at it.
I don't want to.
What happens if? No, I don't want to tempt fate. I'm gonna screw something up and regret it for the rest of my life. He's still
Okay.
hanging and dangling. He says, prom name. That's what I meant to say exactly. So long story short, guys, FromSoft has a bunch of games coming out. Not all directed by Miyazaki, and none of them are Elden Ring. So of course, the first thing people are going to jump to is Bloodborne. I don't really give a crap. I'm really burnt out on as much as I feel like Elden Ring was like the last Souls game that I'll ever probably play, unless one comes out that does something crazy. But Elden Ring was sort of like the Skyrim of Souls-likes for me, so it did something way special for me, which is why I jumped into it and why I loved it so much. So for me, this news, it's good, but I don't really. It's not my cup of, Joe.
I really like FromSoft. I hope that we get if it's not Elden Ring 2, I hope we get a new IP.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited for Naughty Dog's sci-fi game. Unrelated, but I want to know what that new IP is going to be.
If it's directed by Neil Druckmann, I don't want anything to do with it. Sorry.
I agree.
But I like the idea. I
Unfortunately,
like the
kind of
idea.
have to agree.
I like the idea of FromSoft branching out though, and I hope
Yep.
they do more than just
Same.
like the Souls style of game.
Mhm.
Because as great as they are, I would love to see what they could do differently.
Horror game, please.
Yeah, I
Elden
think they would really be able to nail a horror game.
I mean,
think
after
they-
Bloodborne, absolutely.
What setting would you want it to be? A sci-fi or a fantasy? I want a fantasy horror game.
I kind of want them to branch out outside of fantasy, so maybe a sci-fi horror.
Western horror game. There you go.
Like a
Western.
Dead Space?
Make a spaghetti. No space. Like a Western. Like it is a
Oh,
like a Red Dead
Like a
Redemption
Red
2
Dead-
horror game.
Oh, like an actual
Red Dead-
Western. Okay.
From
yeah.
FromSoft makes a
Ooh.
Western horror game.
What
Red
about
Dead
that
Redemption
movie-
meets Resident Evil.
What about that movie Cowboys vs. Aliens with Harrison Ford and Daniel Craig? If you
What about
took
it?
that and just made it
I've
good.
never seen that. I would like to watch that. I've never.
It's not good.
I can't imagine.
if you made it good.
But, yeah. What if it was that but good? So it's like Cowboys, but then like, oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. No. I totally get what you mean now. Yeah. It is Cowboys versus Aliens, but it's like The Thing. It's like how like The Thing, Aliens, like that kind of thing, where it's like horror aliens, alien horrors.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because they had.
I want
You
that-
know what? One of
or
my
as-
favorite movies is Edge of Tomorrow, and I wish they would make that into a game. I love
It
that
was the
movie.
game. It's so funny. Every time I think
It's
of Edge
such
of
a good
Tomorrow,
movie.
on the marquee, the billboard where they put up all the letters to tell you what's playing. While that movie was out, they didn't have enough room to put the whole name of Edge of Tomorrow up there, so they just had Edge of Tom up there. And every time I drove by, I laughed so hard because I was like, they know exactly what they're doing. Edge of Tom was what it said as I drove by every day. That movie did so well in the theater, by the way, back in the day. They did.
So funny. It's so good.
It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, I would love to see FromSoft go in a different direction, do something totally new. Dude, I've said it before. The one thing that I want from a FromSoft like game stop making apocalyptic games. Like, I want a game, because even Elden Ring was like that. Everything takes place after this massive disaster. Nothing's alive. Nothing's happy. Nothing is thriving. There is none of that. There is no villager in their happy little village, you know, needing help with whatever. I don't know. Like, I can't think of any Souls-like game that does that. And that's not including games that have Souls-like combat. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Not games that have like the Souls-like combat, but
I want to play that game again. I'm installing that game.
it's a really good game. I actually kind of wanted to play Star Wars.
You know,
too.
Mech, what was that? Mech something 6, which
Mech
was their game in between Elden Ring, the base
Armored
game
Core.
release. Armored Core, thank you.
Yeah.
Armored Core 6. It was supposed to be really good. Like, I wouldn't mind getting that on like a super sale. I don't know anything about it though, but it would be nice to see that core team from Miyazaki do something that's not a Souls-based game.
So, the one thing that I found out about Miyazaki specifically, he does not like making sequels. So when he says that Elden Ring 2 is not in development, that does not surprise me.
Dark
In my
Souls
opinion,
1, Dark Souls 2.
that wasn't
Dark
his
Souls
call.
3.
Neither will Elden Ring being having a sequel. Like they will make
DeMarco,
that happen.
like Miyazaki wasn't president of From Software back then. He was just a normal
okay.
developer. And he didn't make Dark Souls 2. He was busy on Bloodborne. He didn't even want to make Dark Souls 3.
I got you.
Like, it was not his choice. But yeah, now that he is in charge, I would expect future games from him specifically. If you like the game a lot, don't expect a sequel. Just cherish what you got.
Exactly. Well said.
So if he does make a horror game, I'll have to treasure it because it's the only one that'll ever be made. God damn it.
Jordan says he does
It's
not
fine.
make sequels because every game is the same game, just different coat of paint. That's kind of my point. Like, it's not that
What's a razor cost? What's a razor
Oh,
cost these days?
yeah. What's the cost for a face reveal?
Dollar Shave Club?
No.
Come on, I'll send it to you if you give me your fucking address. Yeah, I've been asking for everyone's address this week, but whatever.
I already sent you my address.
You didn't tell me the city that you were in.
If you type in my address, it will give you the city name.
No, it's not how it
Well.
works.
That's
Well.
exactly how it works.
Oh, type it in where.
You can ask Donnie. You can ask it. Well,
Okay, I'll ask. I'll
Yeah.
ask him. That's actually a good point. I'll do that.
What?
Because I have a way that you can thank FarQ for it. I
Yeah,
have a way to
Red.
get you on camera.
Yep, Red. I just typed in my address.
I
and it
have your
popped right up.
address, yo Donnie. Yo mommy.
Do you?
Damn.
Let's go see him. Let's go.
Okay. Assassin's like half an hour away. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada pow.
Okay. Well, look, we went a little bit over. Everyone's leaving. Everyone's getting tired of this nonsense. They can only handle the Renegade realms so much for so long. But
Marco
we
can
gotta
only
get-
hold out without food for so long.
I know, and I appreciate you hanging out.
Good
for that
until
shit.
like I did good after until like 8. I got to like 8:05.
Yep. And then he's like, "Fuck."
I did it.
It's always
better.
when he bails. It's about that time. It always there's a magic.
No, last week I
magic
did
hour.
great.
DeMarco,
You did
what you
do
should
good.
start to do is the hungrier that you get from now on, just dim your ring light. Just dim it more and more.
DeMarco, next week when we do the Game
go.
Awards, it's like a 3.5 hour show. So you're gonna have to Red Bull up before.
This is how
Yeah,
hungry
because
we-
next week it's all about predictions for both the winners and for what games we might see. So you might want to bulk up there, buddy. Also, why did Assassin have my profile pic with the Indiana Jones hat?
This is why I can tell that you don't watch the.
What would it for face reveal in this?
I think Assassin died. which is fine.
What? No, I didn't.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, this is how I know that you don't watch. Have you even? You haven't even paid any attention to your profile pic on the show.
No, I have. You dick.
Me, dick.
I was talking to a friend.
You, dick.
You the dick. You the literal dick.
My coworker was asking me if I'm okay, and I was like, okay, I'll just text back to her, and then I see this, and okay.
You just gotta send her a pic. This is how I'm feeling
Not
right
our
now.
fault.
There we go.
You guys are
Yeah.
dicks, you know that?
That's fine. Well, you're nuts. Well, anyway, hey, listen. This.
I hate you.
This
I hate
has
you
been.
all. Except for you, Donnie.
Oh, Holly, what happened?
Indiana Jones is 264 gigs.
No,
What?
That's.
No, it's not.
no, it's
I
not.
thought it was 120.
It was 120 or 130.
It was like 120.
Why would it? Why? Why would that? That's not true.
Somebody just posted that they got one of those, you know, the pop-up screens on Xbox that say you need to clear some space.
Yeah.
And it says Indiana Jones and the
got it.
Great Circle needs 263.1 gigs of additional space for its update.
Indy has optional texture pack MBG.
Oh yeah,
It
that
could.
the optional texture pack is 45 gigs.
I mean, it is an
MBG.
Xbox. It's not, you know, it's not a PC where you can very clearly pick and choose, right?
MBG, I'm gonna show you. First of all, MBG, thank you so much for coming back to us, for taking off your Metal Gear Solid costume.
I was gonna say,
I'm gonna show you
talk
something.
about Metal
MBG.
Gear Solid first.
Metal Gear.
All right.
MEG, I want you to look at the screen. I want you to look at what I got. You ready?
Look at it.
MBG? Look at this.
What is happening?
He's just gonna have like a bunch of water emojis. Yep. That's right. That's right. So there you go.
He said, "Would you look at that? Just look at it.
Would you look at it?
Would you just
at
look at that?"
Just look at it.
That's literally what MDG said. Would you just look at that?
Would you look at it? That's so good. I'm so happy that you understood the. We just look at this. We just look at it. First thing I say when I bought the Steelbook, I said, "Would you just look at this? Look at it." Anyway.
Did you, Fred? Did you absolutely go nuts over the fact that somebody in my COD lobby, of all the people's lobbies to be in, their clan tag was "If you know, you know," and their actual screen name was Buttered Sausage.
Oh,
Shit
yes.
you not.
Yes, it was so good.
Like, that was literally their screen name on the opposite team. It's not anybody I know. I was just like, I'm surrounded.
You can't escape the buttered sausage. Buttered sausage. Buttered sausage.
Buttered sausage. What it is.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Let's talk about buttered sausage.
There you go. There you go, guys. We don't get enough sound bites.
I should go. I should go.
Fuck you.
All right. Well, and on that note,
Got your ass.
thank you. You did get my ass. Yes. Thank
Fascinating story. Any chance you're nearing the end?
you. We are. Thank you for my. We are nearing the end. We're at the end. We're way over time. DeMarco, where can people find you? Thank you for being here. And what are you going to be eating?
I'm gonna be.
What are you
making
going to be eating?
Salmon for dins. Find me at DeMarco Dude on YouTube, Twitter, and Blue. I can smell you. Blue Sky, Twitter, and YouTube, DeMarco Dude. Check that out. I'll have a video that I'm working out tomorrow. If I can get it out tomorrow, maybe Friday, but this week I'm aiming for this week. So, want it? It's on Elder Scrolls 6. So if you like that game, hang out with me. Maybe I will be less tired.
Harry Ballsack says, "Would you just eat at that?" I love that. I meant to end this poll, which would have been better earlier. Basically, the consensus is over 50% of people. No, that's not how math works. It's a lot. There's a lot of people that say F reviews. Game Adaptation Newscast says, I just joined Sloop Kai, which I think I'm scared. I'm scared of Blue Sky.
Kai.
But anyway, I'm sorry. Yes, check out DeMarco's channel in the link in the description below. We're all in the description below, actually, along with Holly. Speaking of blue, where are you at?
I'm not on Blue Sky.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah.
I am that blue number everywhere. Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and X, Twitter. I am not that on Instagram. I am HLYBRI, but I don't really post on there that much anymore. I feel like that's I didn't get banned on Blue Sky. I just don't want to be on Blue Sky. I feel like it's the same thing as Threads when Threads blew up like a year ago and everybody's like, I'm going to Threads. And then like 2 weeks later, they were just like, never mind. I don't really want to do Threads. And I was like, I'm really mad that I made that account.
Me too.
So that's my story. I'm like, I'll wait and see. Like if this really becomes a thing, maybe I'll do it. I'm just not buying it right now. Anyway, so the reason behind my name DeliverX is because it used to be just like my email name because I had an Outlook email and I didn't like that. And so in the way back when I was looking for a new name, I had this dress that was like really freaking killer that I used to wear to like everything, and it was blue. And so that blue number is for the dress that I had that used to, do all the things. So that's that blue number. That's me in that dress.
I always forget the story behind that. I'm like, was that like an engineering thing that I don't know? I'm not smart enough.
Phil asked me when I was in a party with Phil. He's like, so what's the story behind your name? And I was like, I feel a little weird about telling the story to Phil, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Feel a little weird?
Like, that's what it is, right? Like, that's just what my name is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I have a very nice blue dress that it's a good thing.
It's a number.
So it is. It's a number. That's blue. So that's me. That's it. So thank you. Okay. Oh, one quick thing. Colt and Iron Lords and Ains, which is Season Gaming, are giving away our fan art Call of Duty coins. So there are 3 of them. I'm just gonna do this really fast. Sorry. This is the back of one of them. This is the front of all of them.
I wish I could.
This is the other one, and the third coin is this one.
Oh God, I love
and that. Yeah, they're really good. So anyway, Colt and Season Gaming and Iron Lords and maybe a couple other people are going to be giving those away. So be watching them and in the next couple weeks or so. And it will be randomized. You can't ask for a specific one. Please don't ask for a specific one because I'm the one that's shipping them and it's a lot of work. So just be happy with the one that you get because other people didn't get it at all. But thank you. That's
it. So don't bitch about. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, and thank you for that. And that is so many people supporting each other in this community and making that kind of stuff happen. And thank you for doing that, Holly. It's very nice of you. A lot of hard work, a lot of running around, packaging shit, checking emails, checking stickers for mailing and whatnot.
And if you do win, please put your address as very clearly as possible, especially if you live in a country that's not the US. Because I don't know how the fuck to write your address any other way. I have no idea how to write your address. So please write your address in the way that a dumb idiot like me would
Yep.
know how to write your address. It doesn't live in your country.
I once was at a women's convention and had like this giveaway thing where essentially you would come up, you would you would write your number, your name, and your email address to win something. 99% of the, I was like, I have no idea what this, I tried, I sat there, there was like 5 pages worth, like I'm talking like over 100 different emails, and it was like, this address doesn't exist. This address doesn't exist. I'm like, well, I don't know if that's a G or if it's a 6 or if it's a ampersand. I don't know what the fuck it is. Yeah, so just go digital. That's what I learned. Go digital. So anyway, I get it. I get the pain. I get the pain. Speaking of pain, Assassin, where are you at, man? Where are you gonna be doing things at? Where can people find you and follow you and stalk you? And
Well, when I get better, I'll finally start streaming again. But you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Assassin52. The links are in the description down below. I'm gonna try and maybe I'll stream Indiana Jones. Who knows? But yeah, that's all I got going for me. I'm like DeMarco right now. I just need to eat because I got a headache. I've had a headache for a week and for a day and a half. So
that's called a migraine.
Does a migraine feel like when you have like a weight put on the top of your head?
It can make you feel sick. It can make you feel. It's not always actually like a headache. It's very debilitating.
It can make
it's
it like
awful.
like light hurts or a sound, like loud sounds hurt.
Yeah, like yeah, light hurt. Yeah, light hurts you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what it's describing. But anytime that I cough, it hurts. But other than that, it's relatively noticeable, but it doesn't hurt like a 10 out of 10. If that explains it at all.
Did you tell your doctor that?
I have not been to the doctor. I have had no reason to go yet. Yesterday I felt like I was at 10%. Today I'm feeling like I'm at 90, and the reason is because of that headache. So hopefully with a little bit more food and some rest, it should go away by tomorrow. Hopefully.
Well, I hope that it goes away. Speaking of going away, that's what we're gonna do right now. Why am I looking there? I meant to look there.
Red, where are you? You didn't say where you are.
I'm right here, and
And
you can find me.
what video you have coming out?
I have
Or
nothing
just
coming
came
out. I'm actually in a no idea. I have no idea what's gonna happen in the future. It's a whole thing.
You need to make a video about this AI 2.0 whatever, blah, blah, blah.
I don't think anyone gives a shit, to be honest. Like I put out a video talking about the hundreds and hundreds of updates about Stalker 2, and no one cared. So I think that train is done. But I do have ideas for the future of the channel, and it's really going to be more. It's going to be more like passion project stuff mixed in with some of the news updates that I usually do, because I want my editing to be better, and I want things to have like a longer lifespan than just here's an update and that it's dead, right off the bat, instead of something that could last a long time. So sort of taking a step back, looking at myself like I'm hovering above myself, watching myself make content. So in the future, I will be trying to improve things and making things more attractive for just a broader audience that might, I don't know, it's not, I just don't want to regurgitate everything all the time anymore. I think I want to move past that, but we'll see what happens. And then my next video will be an update about something, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And if you guys, please give me a follow if you have Twitter, X, or whatever. You can follow me there, and again, if you want to be part of the Discord, you can become a channel member, and then you can DM me there, become part of the community, and talk with everyone, and share pictures, and have fun in the Discord, in our little Discord that we have. So if you want to do that, you can do that at any time by clicking the channel join button and whatnot. And I just can't say how much I appreciate everyone that dropped all of the support tonight. And shout out to Idani Gazada, Happy Bomb, Colt Eastwood, Game Seeker. And I think, unless it removed anything, I think that was everyone. But thank you guys so much for doing that. We love you guys so much. And on that note, we will see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.